Yes, people, what's everyone saying, man? What's everyone saying? Welcome to a stream. I'm quite late today, but listen, there's nothing better than doing a stream on a Saturday. International football is boring. I didn't bother watching England. I heard that it wasn't the best of games. I don't even know what the score was. And yeah, bro, like there's a lot to talk about. But before we delve into what we're gonna discuss today, I'm joined here by Mason. How are you, Mason? What's your weekend been so far? Has it been good?
Yeah, it's been chill. It's been a chill weekend. Obviously, no United, so it's not been very stressful to watch boring football. So it's been all right. A break from football. So
Yeah, yeah.
not too bad.
It's not bad getting away from United these days. To be honest, 1 minute like losing to Grimsby and then just about beating Burnley. Like it's gonna be, bro. Like it's been 3 games, but it feels like it's been 20. Do you get it?
Yeah,
So
already.
already,
Really
man,
long season.
it's gonna be a long season. There's a lot to talk about today. You've got the news about Casemiro. His contract is about to end in 2026 next year. United eyeing up Gallagher. I mean, just reading that gives me, yeah, I don't want to read that again. And then obviously you've got ONANA going to, I can't pronounce that, Trabzonspor. Yeah, so
Yeah.
a verbal agreement has been agreed. We'll discuss about the derby. But before we talk about those topics here, like, I actually want to ask you, what are you
Yeah.
saying about the whole transfer window? What would you give it out of 10? And this is including the incomings, the outgoings, everything. Like, what would you rate the window? And are you happy with it overall?
Well, I like Cunha. I think he's a great signing, honestly. And you've already seen the difference he's made. Burma, I do rate, but he's a right winger, and we play obviously a cam situation. Um, I thought when he moved up to striker, he did all right against Burnley. So if he's going to play striker over Sesko, I might take that. Do you know what I mean? The keeper situation, I don't know him, so we'll have to see. But personally, I don't rate Martinez, but I know Martinez is good enough for the Premier League, which I want us to improve in.
Yeah.
So I think maybe Martinez would have been the safer option. Um, I can't remember who else we bought. Sesko is just crap. I'll forget about him. Um, but nah, I think it's look. I rate Bromo, I rate Cunha, but are them two going to help us? No, we still need a midfielder. We still need a central midfielder. I think we need a new left back. I don't rate Dolgu. Right back situation, I do rate a lot, but he's not a wing back. He's more of a right back situation. Um, and Ahmad is more forward. He's not a defensive player, so on the defensive bit, he is struggling. But going forward, obviously, it's Ahmad. I love Ahmad. He's one of my favourite players, but I'd rather him at Cam. So probably because of the midfield situation, probably a 5 because
A
we
five,
still
yeah?
needed that central midfield. Yeah, 5.
You know what? I genuinely agree with everything you just said, Like you're actually speaking my language. I mean, with Dorgu, yeah, I don't think he's anything special. I just think he's okay at best, in it. Like you know what you're gonna get with him.
Yeah,
Regarding the Sesko, I made loads of videos saying keep this lamppost away from our club, but Vivell had different ideas. He wanted him, and you know what Vivell is with the Leipzig links. He was going to be all over it. So I wasn't really happy with that. I would have much rather it was like not even get a striker, sell Hojlund, try out Xerxes as a number 9, but that was never going to happen. Or at least get Mateta or Wissa, maybe
oh
Mateta.
Mattel, yeah,
Yeah, because
I do like
like the
Mattel.
guy, I just felt like if we was going to get a striker, let's get someone who's in his prime. Do you get it? Let's get someone who's in his
Yeah,
prime, 28, 29. That's like prime years for strikers. And with Mateta and Wissa, they're not really guys who rely that much on their pace. They're familiar with the league. You know, they're pretty much well-rounded as well. Like they can get you goals and they can help and build up and create for wingers. And we've seen Mbermu's link up with Wissa as well. So that's why I feel like Sesko with Mbermu could have a good partnership, especially with Cunha. But my thing is, it's like with Martinez, I know you said you don't rate him. He's actually someone that I would have taken. You know,
Yeah.
this Lemons guy, I'm not too familiar with what he's about. Like, all I know, you know what I've just noticed with him? He's considerably much taller than Onana. Did you get it? He's a lot taller than
Yeah.
Onana. So there's going to be a more presence about him. But I don't actually see him starting, you know, that many games. I still believe that he's going to play Bayinda. I don't know. I've just got a weird feeling he's going to play Bayinda way more than this Lemons guy. It would have been much
I
better
wouldn't
for
be
us to.
surprised.
I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
wouldn't
I
be
wouldn't
surprised.
put anything. I wouldn't put anything past this manager, bro. Like, this guy is just. He's a bit of a. He's a weirdo, isn't he? And he's all over the place. We'll speak on Amarim soon. Don't worry. But with if you, this Lemons guy, we should have just got him and a proven goalie just to make it better. Because look what Man City did. Even though Donnarumma might not fit their style here, but they've just got a proven goalkeeper and they've got Trafford as well. That's two goalies. You can say, oh, but he won't be happy with the lack of game time, bro. Donnarumma's come in. He's played in the Champions League. Man City needs someone who's ready-made, and he's pretty much ready-made, and he's also established. He's got a bozo gene in him, but at this rate, what a goalie doesn't? Do you get it? What a goalie doesn't have a bit of a bozo? It's about protecting the goalkeeper, isn't it? Like, obviously, they're supposed to be decent shot stoppers, but you don't want the defense to be super exposed. And to be fair, even if Donnarumma gets a lot of shots faced at him, I think he'll be comfortable with it. It's probably his best asset, isn't it? Facing shots. But I would actually rate it a 5 or a 6. You know, I'm with you. The reason why it's so low is we didn't address the midfield situation, like you said. We didn't sell Bruno. That's a big one for me. Not selling Bruno to Saudi, and we could have actually used his money to get like a Wharton type midfielder, a Baleba. I believe Wharton is would have been a lot better for us because, you know, Wharton and Kobe Minu will complement each other perfectly fine. We don't have a ball player in this team who can thread them passes. Yeah, bro. Like, I would, but to be fair, he would have cost a lot of money as well, Wharton. I do think he would have been massively overpriced, but the club is set on Believer, which I'm not too fussed about. We didn't end up getting him. They'll probably try to get him in Jan. It's very difficult to get players in January, especially of his caliber.
Yeah, it is.
So he's going to cost a lot of money, and you can tell that they don't really want other competitors here to try and get him. So, yeah, man, I actually think 5 or 6 is actually a valid. I think that's very objective and a very good assessment of the window, because with the outgoings, Rashford, he's coming back. Let's be honest. He's definitely coming back. He's coming back. I've watched 3 games of his. He's been rubbish in all 3. he's been awful.
Absolutely. Yeah, he has.
And then I'm seeing him try and do knuckleball shots from 30 yards, and I saw Yamal going like this, like he was fuming. So he's probably going to come back. Sancho's on loan to Villa, which will be interesting. Another loan. We'll see what happens there. He's probably seeing out his contract. He does get some suit. He rejected Chelsea, rejected Roma. So it's interesting to see him how he performs in a Villa shirt. Because Villa haven't really started off. They've not started off well. Hojlund, he's on loan, but I'm pretty sure, is it an obligation? Is it an obligation or a loan with a buy option or something, or is it a mandatory option?
I think it's just a loan for Sancho. I think it's a loan to buy for Rashford, but it's not. I think it's. I didn't see the buy obligation for Sancho.
So, no, for Sancho it's not. Yeah, for Sancho it's just a loan, but with Hojlund, I'm pretty sure.
Hojlund it is. Yeah.
Yeah, with Hojlund, I think it's like 44 mil or something like that. So that's quite decent to get.
I thought it was 25. I
think it's 38 million pounds if Napoli obviously stay in the top 3, and I can't remember what it was. You know, I can't actually remember what the. Yeah, I actually can't remember with the Hojlund situation, but Hojlund Garnacho leaving is also amazing. Yeah, big up. Stop making sense, bro. What you saying? What are you telling me? Hope you're doing well. Make sure that you like. Make sure you subscribe. And yeah, man, big up to everyone. But yeah, with Hojlund leaving, the fact that we got this guy for 70 mil, and he flopped massively, and it was a Ten Hag signing, bro. What a horrendous play and what a horrendous What an awful striker. Hojlund is probably the worst
He is.
striker. He's probably the worst striker we bought. I believe he's the worst striker that we.
Oh,
He's the worst.
absolutely. He can't even shoot. He can't even shoot. Like
Mate,
people say, oh, he don't get the service, but even when he shot with I saw so many shots in pre-season for a sample, he's just terrible. He's on into it. He's terrible.
Bro,
I've never seen a striker that bad.
He's absolutely pony, mate. Yeah, he's absolutely pony, bro. Like that guy is. He was such a chore to watch. Like such a chore. Like I've never. It was so painful just watching it. Like I was just thinking to myself, like he's literally giving me confidence to become a footballer. Like generally speaking. So as you can see here, Hojlund loan deal for 6 million fee with a buy option clause to become mandatory under certain conditions. Hojlund said yes, Napoli days ago, and yeah, bro. So if 44 million euros, not too bad. We was always going to make a loss because United don't sell well.
No, we don't.
Especially under the Glazers. Garnacho leaving for Chelsea for 40 mil is solid. I would have taken 1 pence for him.
Chelsea, thank you so much. You can deal with them now. Like, you 100%. Can deal with that arrogant B-Tech Ronaldo. He thinks he's Ronaldo, but he's not. Like, I think I saw a quote.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I think Ronaldo even said about Garnacho that he was trying to be like Ronaldo, and Ronaldo was like, "Be your own player. Don't become a replica of me. Yeah, like be yourself." Like, and Garnacho wouldn't listen. That's how bad he is. He doesn't listen. His attitude stinks. He's not even a good player. I don't think he's a good player. He lives off 1 goal from the rest of his career. People rate him. You know,
no, 100%.
And he's just terrible. And you know, and Antony's gone as well. I think we weren't going to sell him at first, but then finally we agreed a deal with Betis.
Yeah.
I saw, before we sold him, there was news coming out. I think that they weren't going to sell him because they weren't happy with the deal, but we ended up selling him. I do feel bad for Antony. That's the one player I feel bad because I felt like he was brought in to play possession, which Ten Hag didn't. Ruben Amorim's come in. He's not going to fit. Is he going to play right wing back? No. Is he going to fit a Cam? No. And you see what he's doing at Betis. He's cooking. He's doing well there. So, you know, I kind of feel bad for him. Like, he was not worth 80 million. He wasn't worth that. So I do feel bad for Antony because I can see there's with this other thing. With Garnacho, I don't see a player in him. With Hojlund, I don't see a player. But with Antony, I've seen glimpses of what player he is.
Yeah.
But with the other two, I haven't. That's why I generally feel bad because I can see why he was brought in because he thought he was going to play in Ten Hag's possession football. But yeah.
100%, I agree.
He didn't play too bad at right wing. That's the thing, but yeah.
No, 100%. Like,
bad for him.
Honestly, like with Antony, the problem with Antony is that if Ten Hag, Antony was always going to get criticised because of the price tag, which is understandable, right? But if Ten Hag stuck by his philosophy, well, his supposedly Ajax way, that what he was supposed to do, which is why we got him in the first place, 100% in my heart, that Antony would have performed much better on a consistent basis because it would suit his strengths. Do you get it? You've got Lissandro, you've got Antony. If he utilised Van der Beek too, like if he actually built the team, not like purely for him, but played to the strengths of his ability, like, you know, retaining the ball, being able to link up with the midfielders. He's not someone who's going to be devastating in transition, and he's not going to be a 1v1 demon. He'll get past his fullbacks every now and then, but that's not what he's known for. Do you get it? So when you watch Betis, they're very good on the ball, very good to watch. Everyone's tidy. Everyone knows their position. They make the right run. They make the right pass. You see Isco balling out. You see Antony balling out. Everyone's on the same wavelength. Hence why everyone's able to
And this guy wanted him. as well, because I think Isco said he wants him at permanent deal. So, yeah, he's a position-based winger, and I think that's what he's good at. And he's good on the ball. I think we just didn't use him in the right way.
Yeah.
Ten Hag, and this is why people were like, yeah, Ten Hag didn't get the players right. Like, I think when people say that, I'm like, he had literally Antony right there. He did not play the football we were playing like he did at Ajax. That's a load of bull. Because why did he not play it? He had Martinez. He had Antony. He had Donny. He had Donny. But he didn't
Donny
play
van
it.
der Beek. I can't believe he didn't use Donny van der Beek. We absolutely killed that guy.
I remember, what was it, when the Super League was announced? I think it was against Burnley, 3-1. You saw the last 10 minutes, as soon as Donny comes on, Cavani's in the game. Even Bruno was actually playing all right with him. Greenwood was playing all right with him. I don't know if Pogba was on the pitch. Pogba was playing good with him.
Yeah.
Donny and Pogba together would have been great. I would have loved them two to play together. But obviously, he wasn't given enough chances. But what he did, especially in that 10 minutes, the glimpse of what we saw against Burnley, he just wasn't given enough chances. And I thought when Ten Hag came in, I thought, right, maybe he would start. But we started Bruno. We played Eriksen next to Casemiro.
That Donny signing is because I remember he was interested there was interest from Real Madrid, and every single time he would make cameos for us. He's one of our better players. We play so much better. I remember he was linking up with Mata. He was linking up with Martial. Even in pre-season, I know it's pre-season, but you could see glimpses of Van der Beek, Sancho, Martial, and we never utilised it. It's such a shame. I'm just going to read the comment section for a little bit. Big up, stop making sense. Ten Hag's agency, SEG or SEG or whatever that's called. The amount of signings that he was making. I'm so happy he got sacked within 2 games. That's music to my ears. Disgraceful, coach. Disgraceful. People slaughtered Lukaku for less than Hojlund. Bro, that's mad,
Oh, mate.
Imagine if Hojlund... Go on, Mason.
I was going to say, the people that slaughtered Lukaku more than Hojlund, do they not remember what Lukaku did in the first season? Yeah, I know there was a little bit, he stopped scoring after a little bit of games, but...
Yeah, it was like 8 games or something.
20 goals. Yeah, but then you look at those 3 games in a row we did, Hojlund never did that. Did you see Hojlund literally making us win a PSG? We won that game because of Lukaku. People will say Rashford, but we won that PSG game because of Lukaku that night.
Lukaku was a big difference maker.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And he was big as well. Like, yeah, he was like Simmons Hojlund. He was a tall, like, lanky striker, but he could finish. Hojlund couldn't. Yeah. And I saw Lukaku getting slaughtered more than Hojlund. So, and they were near enough the same price as well. So I just think
they were around the same price. The thing is, with Lukaku, even though he wasn't a good footballer, but you know what he made up for his lack of technical ability. He was a mad athlete. He was built built massive. He was quick. He was very strong. With Hojlund, he's not a good footballer, and 2, he's not got Lukaku's athleticism and his strength and power. He doesn't have it. So,
unless you count diving on the floor quite a lot,
bro, he was
Tom Daly. He's been getting tips from Tom Daly. To be fair, diving a lot.
Oh yeah, bro. That's actually the amount. I've never seen a strike. No, the thing is, it's if you're not scoring goals for me, right? Let's say you're going 3-4 games without a goal, at least make an impact throughout the game.
Be good on the ball.
Be a handful for the defenders. Make the defenders feel like, oh my days, I have to watch out for this guy's movement. I have to watch out for this guy when he drops deep, when he makes a run in behind, whether a corner's going to come in. But there was nothing to worry about because, Prem defenders, they're physically strong already. You can't really do what you did in Italy where PMP isn't really like when a PMP player goes to Italy, they struggle a little bit to defend in it because it's quite a slow-paced league. It's very tactical. They rely... Yeah, go on.
Very tactically, defensively in Italy, like Zlatan said, they're more defensively... I'm not saying they're defensive, but like defense. They focus more on defense tactically. But I was going to get that to Martial. Martial used to get stick, but the thing about Martial is when he didn't score goals, he could link up that play and move the ball well. We saw it many times, especially 1920 season. He wasn't just scoring goals; he was linking up. I remember Rashford was actually playing all right because he had Martial next to him, linking up with him. You know, and Xerxes getting stick as well. But the thing is, why I rate Xerxes and Hojlund. Look what happened against Burnley. Xerxes made a big difference. Like,
Facts.
come on. Technical, the way he moves that ball, he's technical. You know, I like technical players. And, you know, Hojlund is not technical. He's not good. He had a little purple patch. Whoopsie do. Yeah. He scored against Luton. Now, I'm from near, they're my home team. But they're literally, their squad is worth less than probably Cambridge United or Norwich City or something. It's not valued enough. You know? So he's crap. He's absolute crap. And good villains. Hope they buy him. Please buy him, Napoli.
I hope they buy him as well, to be fair. 100% you're right. Stop making sense about Lukaku. He scored, I think, 16 goals in his first season. He started off really well. I remember the brace that he scored in his debut. And yeah, bro, like, at least with Lukaku, even though we had to get rid, but bro, he's got a track record of scoring wherever he goes. So yeah, with Hojlund he doesn't. Garnacho will be Alexis Sanchez's replacement with Sevilla in 2 years' time. Says stop making sense. I honestly, the amount, you know, I'm gonna hate you watch Garnacho so much. Yeah, people say, "Oh, wish him the best." I ain't wishing anything yet. Obviously, health-wise, I wish him the best, of course. But football on the pitch, yeah, he is an enemy, absolute enemy. And like,
he disrespect the club. He disrespected the club though because he was wearing an Aston Villa shirt. If you think that's respect to the club, mate, get the fuck out this don't support this club. Did you see Ronaldo back in the day going to Real Madrid? You know, or before when he wanted to leave after the 08-09 season, wearing a Real Madrid shirt, or no, you know, like you don't see these players wearing shirts. Garnacho's just got an ego that is as big as his football ability. Crap. Like he's honestly, he disrespected the club. So I'm not going to respect someone that's disrespecting the club. You know, wearing a Aston Villa shirt just because you want to leave. That's, you know, I know Villa's not our rivalries, but they're in the Premier League. You know, that's just if he did that in Fergie days, his head would have been chopped off.
Quite literally.
Guarantee that. You know, Fergie would not take that shit. Like, he's so lucky he's with a manager that is less ruthless these days. Because I'll tell you now, back in the day, you wouldn't do that unless you're obviously Campbell going to Arsenal. But hey ho. But yeah,
no, 100%.
I hope you know, do your thing when you face Garnacho against Chelsea. But
yeah, absolutely. Clamp into him.
I don't know.
Clamp into him. Do what? Yeah, do what Ashley Young did to Di Maria, bro. Do that. You know, stick it on him, bro. Antony cooked when he played that right wing back with Antony cooked when he played the right wing back with Amorim low key. Bro, him and Amadiola were actually doing really, like, they were performing quite well. I remember there was a game where, was it Southampton, when Amadiola scored a hat-trick and then Antony Antony missed a big chance. But the thing is, even though I think Garnacho crossed it into him and he missed an open net, but if you, like, obviously it was a massive miss. However, his performance allowed Antony to express himself and actually attack the defense by just going further up the pitch and being a menace. Right, and just being an absolute threat. He was able to, like, you know, with Diallo, it's very hard to get the ball off of it. Once he can go on the outside, he can go on the inside. So he was able to, like, literally get his goals, and we won. Antony's impact was massive, and it he didn't get any praise for it. But Antony was always going to get. I'm not going to say that he was good for us. Yeah, you can obviously he flopped, but there were signs, even against Chelsea. You see that ball he gave to Garnacho with the outside the foot?
Chelsea, yeah.
Bro, Antony has
there's glints.
100%. You can see there's qualities with Antony, but he was just never worth 100 mil or 90 mil or however much we got him for. He was a 45 to 50 million pound player at best, and that's United's fault for spending that much on him. Do you get it? Like, look what he did there. Exactly. Look what he did at Betis. I mean, La Liga is a very good league, and he was putting in performances that have been absolutely quality. I was literally tuning in for Betis just to see how he performs. The goals that he was scoring, the performances he was putting up. They reached a Conference League final. They was obviously unfortunate not to win that, despite being 1-0 up. But yeah, bro, like, big up to Scrambled Feelings saying big up Ahmed. He's a possession-based winger. Exactly. That's what Mason said. 100%. Van der Beek is in the gulag. Bruno is the bad apple. Bro. Big up Ahmed every time. Manny Derby is the same day as my birthday. My gift is you cooking Hamza expeditiously on Ahwa. Big up Akhi, my guy, bro. I hope we beat Man City so I can cook Hamza. Big up to Hamza though every time. Mags, watch Rashid cook at Barca. Already looking sharp. He's not actually been doing well though at Barcelona. He's not actually been doing. I mean, based on the 3 games. Yeah, based on the 3 games, he's not really been great. Big up to saying Rashid is pants. Not about the manager, it's about the modernization of football in general. New gen spoiled, etc. Says Mags. Yeah, obviously with how people are nowadays, they've got everything given to them on a silver platter. Wages, what players are earning now. Back in the day, you wasn't earning like that. So yeah, it's that motivation, and that it is always going to be a lot harder for them. Chelsea versus United will be a tasty fixture, bro. That's going to be an interesting fixture. Because like with Chelsea is they've bought so many good players. Not so many good players. They've bought a couple of good players, and the rest aren't really that great. João Pedro was a good signing. Esteval looks like a good player, but the rest. I mean, Delap, I wanted to be. Oh, excuse me. I did want Delap at Man United because he only cost 30 mil. I did want him. I thought he would have been a decent signing to have.
Oh, I didn't.
You didn't want him. He's not. I'm not saying his levels. I'm not saying he's like an elite level striker, but I only wanted him for the price. Do you get it? So we can just like, if they really wanted the striker, just get him, you know, and then just focus on the midfield and get players in that department. But still, he's not someone who I'm going to be gutted about, and I'm like, oh my days, we missed out on some player. It was only purely the price in it. So if it was for 60 mil or 70, huh?
No, he's been crap so far. And he's been crap Chelsea though, to be fair.
Yeah.
And he's injured, so kind of glad we got away with that, to be fair. You know,
no, I heard that. Like with the but with moving on to Casemiro, yeah. There's reports coming out. Fabrizio Romano even said that his contract is going to be ending soon in 2026. And we know, yeah, he's on 350 a week. Now, obviously, he's not worth that money. However, I believe if we get rid of Casemiro, that is stupid. I think it's stupid. I'm not saying you can't get rid of him in 2 years' time or 3 years, like, okay, 2 years' time. But he's still got a lot. He's still got a lot in his locker to give. He's putting some good performances from Man United that go under the radar, but whenever he has a howler, that always gets highlighted. His negatives will always outweigh his positives, and that's how Man United will view it. And it's a disgrace, like the way how he's been scapegoated. Casemiro's time at Man United has actually been good. His first season was exceptional. He was our best player alongside Alessandro Martinez. He massively helped Ten Hag get that trophy too, right? He was cooking that season. Yeah, second season was awful, but everyone was awful that season. Do you get it? Like what formation? What Ten Hag was trying to implement with that new formation when that midfield was literally screaming out, "Oh my days, I need protection there." It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Oh yeah, Hussam, man like Hussam, yeah. Big up Hussam, yeah. Big up, yeah. That's my guy. Yeah, make sure you sub to him. Fraud. Anyway, with Casemiro, I hope that we do not get rid, especially for Gallagher. Why we're interested in Gallagher, yeah? You know what, Mason? Gallagher is such an Amorim signing. He runs about and he's just a passion merchant. He's literally an English Ugarte. Yeah, I promise you. Just obviously a bit better on the ball. Yeah, he's more comfortable on the ball, but you get the point. Gallagher.
Yeah.
Stay away from my club. He's rubbish, mate. Yeah, he's awful.
I'd rather just kept Fred over the.
Bro, literally.
Do you know, Fred was actually decent in tenor. Fred was actually good next to Casemiro.
Yeah, Fred and Casemiro have been punished.
Yeah, so on to the Casemiro situation. I think I'm not going to blame him for getting outrun in the midfield because when you've got Bruno Fernandes next to you, who's crap in general, but not a central midfielder, you can't do anything about it. I get he is not getting younger. You know, the pace, the league is fast. Is he fast? I don't think he's fast anymore, but you don't need legs. But if he had someone next to him, I think he would be a little bit more better. But we've seen a glimpse of he's still got it. Like, look at the Europa League. We got so far because of him. Because how good his link-up play was, how good he was. Like, I think if he's just had a right player next to him and all that, he might do well. He'll do really. I think he'll do better. You know, I think his experience. You know, he's still got the experience. I think he looks a lot more fitter this season. I think last
season
looks
leaner. Looks leaner, yeah.
He looks more leaner. Which you know, but I don't know why we're all picking on Casemiro, like because it's not Casemiro. It's Bruno Fernandes as well, but no one seems to pick on Bruno, but seems to pick on Casemiro. Like I think it's just stupid. I think it's stupid, but.
Yeah,
but I'm not saying obviously keep him forever. I'm not saying keep him forever. Obviously, he is. I don't know how old he is. He is on 350k. He's 32. Look, he's probably still got 1 or 2 more years. You know, extend it for 1 more 2 years, then get someone new. Like,
yeah, he's a year. He's actually a year younger than Cass. So when people say like he's actually Bruno's 31. I'm pretty sure he's 31 and Casemiro's 32, 33. So people can't be saying get rid of Casemiro because he's old. Why is that not applied to Bruno then? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what the heck is this? Man, it's crazy to me. It's absolutely blasphemy. I can see Gallagher in a United kit. What a horrible signing this is. What a horrible... I'm telling you, yeah, Mason, this signing here, this has got Amorim's blueprint all over it. This is Amorim's blueprint. It's a fact.
Definitely.
Like Man United have had a loan proposal rejected by Atletico Madrid. United asked for Gallagher, but no plans for Atletico to let him leave on a loan. Bro, what? Gallagher, bro. Like, it's blasphemy. We need a manager who respects the midfield. Tired of these managers who don't write technical. But Ramo, thank you. Thank you. You know what's mad? Deep it, yeah? You know, if we were set out more compact and we were actually playing good football, the midfield wouldn't be getting highlighted this much and overemphasis. Oh my days, we need the midfield. Bro, like, I'm not saying we don't need one, but in a good system where you can play Cass, you can play Kobe, you can even play a midfield 3 with Casemiro, Kobe Mainu, and another one. And then make that work in the meantime. And then in the future, you can get the quality after, i.e. a Baleba type signing. But where it seems to me that rather than working on coaching and being adaptable, Amorim is like, just give me players who are better than the previous guys. And I'm like, bro, he's not even improving the players that he's currently got. And he's asking for more players to... If you can't improve the current players that you have, and you're asking for more players, I'm sorry, mate. You're getting a slap from me. You're like, no chance. No chance. You have to earn your way to getting more players. That's why when you look at Liverpool, like they got bloody Kaiser, and he's improved every single player. And some of those players that he's improved weren't even performing under Klopp. Do you get it? Like, look at Gravenberch, bro. Like, he went from he went from not being spoken about to being called one of the best midfielders, if not the best. Similarly with McAllister, he's got Szoboszlai performing at right back, and he's another player Sorry, go on. I went on a rant there. Go on.
It's all right.
Bro.
Like I said, well, obviously currently we've got the cams now. I think the cam situation sorted. It's just a sense. But the thing is that the fact that he's specting players and we're just giving him like we gave him Sesko, Cunha, and Bremer. We didn't even give Jose any of this or Van Gaal, and they're serious wingers. You know, they are proven managers. Never got the backing though. I'll tell you what, if we gave Mourinho the backing, we probably would have got more points because we done well in that 17-18 season with the squad we had to get second and to at least get, I think it was like 80 points.
81 or 82 points. I think we finished.
Yeah.
City got 100. So.
Exactly. If we've got the players, we would have been closer in the league. I'm not saying he like, you know, Van Gaal's the same. Like, I know people say Van Gaal's football was boring. What do you want him to do? Like with him, I respect that because he did get the players he wanted. With Ten Hag, he did. Like and this is what annoys me. It's like, the manager's not got back in, blah blah blah. I hear this excuse all the time. Amra's just got back and he's just got Sesko and Bruno, Cunha. He's got what's his name? The keeper.
Laments.
With Ule got Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, then he got Ronaldo, Varane, Sancho. 3, 2 of them are Champions League winners, still in good shape and all that, good enough to at least be in a winner's squad. Sancho, who was cooking at Dortmund.
Yeah.
But then people like Van Gaal and Mourinho, who are more proven managers than them two, don't get the backing.
Yeah.
Like,
they're more proven. Are you there?
Mal's not that good. Mal's not that good. He's just good at pressing. And he's injury prone. It's as simple as that. Right? I don't get it.
No, but 100%. Yeah, like with Man United, it seems to me that they're backing the wrong people. They're backing the wrong managers. Amram is not to be fair now, that it seems to me that Ineos, they're not really buying players for managers, in it. They're just buying players for the club, I guess. And then they just hope that with their managerial appointment, it works out. So there's no plan there. But when you look at with Van Gaal, right? Obviously, the football, like it wasn't. People can say the football was boring, but at the end of the day, never did I watch a Van Gaal game and feel like, oh my days, I don't know what I'm getting. And secondly, never did I believe that we're going to get cooked. I never felt like that, right? And we took that for granted because the standards back then were a lot higher than it is now, right? With how people wanted Van Gaal gone, you would think that he's doing what Amorim's doing, but what Amorim is doing is acceptable. But what Van Gaal was doing, getting top 4 and an FA Cup, is not acceptable. You see how the contract, see how the difference is in standards.
And he just missed out on top 4 in the second season due to goal difference. So he would have
missed out on goal difference.
Which the 2 managers we've got now haven't been able to do twice in a row, get us top 4.
Bro.
So it's like we haven't had a manager who has at least got us in the top 5 twice in a row.
Yep.
I don't count Ole because that was just individual brilliance, but Van Gaal.
Ole got obviously Ole with Ole, yeah. People say we finished 3rd and 2nd with Ole. Bro, first of all, the football
we were lucky to finish 3rd.
We was lucky, yeah. And secondly, the football was diabolical. And if you look at Ole's team, Sancho, Martial, Greenwood, Pogba, you had Matic as well. Who else? You had all these players. His attack, he had Cavani, he had Ronaldo too. His attack and his team that he had, in comparison to Van Gaal, is light years.
Yeah,
it's actually a crime. It's actually a crime he's not won a trophy with that team. It's a crime, isn't it? It's a crime. And he didn't even bro, we got slapped up by Watford 4-1. We lost 5-0 to Liverpool, I'm pretty sure.
We lost the Europa League final.
Yeah, the Europa League final we lost under Ole. The only time that Ole's football was okay and it was all right, it was when he didn't have the job. That's his interim period.
Yeah, and also because when you're playing with Fred and Maguire and Lindelof, you can't play a high line. If you remember that 1 month when we played Bailey Maguire, at least we actually played at least a high line because we
Yeah.
had Everett Bailey. But he decided to play Victor Lindelof at centre back as soon as he was all right. Look what happened. We were playing shit football again, back to sideways passing, over the top pass to Rashford. Nah, that's disgraceful. And the fact he had Donny Van de Beek, Paul Pogba in that midfield, and he decides to play McTominay, who's a football ability, is worse than a snail. And Fred, I like Fred, but he needs someone at least good enough to be next to him, not McTominay.
When you've
And
got
Maguire
Fred,
and Lindelof are shit.
yeah, when you've got Fred, who's not the best on the ball, and when you press him, he's all over the place. He's got no composure, right? If you've got when you've got him and a guy in McTominay who doesn't really have any presence in the midfield because he goes hiding, and who else do we have? Bruno. You have got Bruno in the 10, who literally has the decision making of a flipping lamppost, mate. Nothing. There's nothing there. Like he's absolutely got
He's
nothing
an American football player.
Bro, like it's crazy. He's got no decision making and he's got no discipline in where to be and where he's supposed to be at. It's crazy. So with McTominay, I don't really care. McTominay's doing well at Napoli. Who cares? That doesn't prove anything. It doesn't. All it screams to me is that he's just in a better team, playing in a league where PMP isn't really. It's not really like they don't know how to defend against it, and he's utilizing it. So it's nothing special, really.
But that's what McTominay's good at, though. He's good at getting in the box and scoring. That's his thing. As a midfielder, he was shit.
Exactly.
You know that McTominay's good at that. But if people are like, yeah, he's good, he was doing that in United. So when he got in the box for Brentford, he was doing that. But his football ability is just woeful. Like people just forget. I think people. The thing that annoys me most about, I'm not saying all fans, but some United fans, is they'll look at their stats and they'll be like, oh, this player's crane crap. Oh, Bruno scored a penalty. Oh, yeah, he played well today. No. You have to literally watch how they play, and you'll see, and that's why when people say, oh, Xerxes don't score goals, did you see his football ability? Judge is a football ability as well. He's good on the ball. He's technical, and he can score goals. Look what he did here, I think, against Everton last season. Was it against Everton? Yeah, Everton. He could score, and in the Europa League as well. He scored a great goal outside the box in the group stage. I think 1-for-1 game. So he can score. I think people just stat pad these days.
Is this McTominay or Bruno you're talking about? McTominay
and Bruno, both of them.
Yeah, listen, McTominay here, we all knew his strengths. Striking the ball and scoring in the box, right? He was never, he was a striker when he was in the academy. Yeah, it makes sense why he's a good striker. It makes sense why he strikes the ball really well. It's similarly with Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo, I'm pretty sure, was a striker, strikes the ball really well. I'm pretty sure Paul Scholes was a striker in the academy. Quote me if I'm wrong, right? But you've got a guy who, the only reason why he was played in the midfield is because he got tall. That's it. He got tall, and Jose loves his physical players and just whacked him in there. Do you get it? He even played him at centre back against West Ham, I'm pretty sure. McTominay, Jose Mourinho. I don't know if I think it was West Ham. Played him as a centre.
I think it was Southampton. I think.
Yeah, Southampton. Well, whichever one it was, yeah. The point still lies that this McTominay guy, the revisionism is insanity. Yeah. It seems to me that United fans always seem to appreciate the rubbish players that tend to do well, apparently.
Because they run for the badge, apparently. But it's not about running for the badge, it's about your football abilities. Like, okay, fair enough, you've got a passion for the club. I respect that. But if your football ability is not good, then all that running about for nothing.
I've got passion for the club, innit, but I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Like I bet you if you give any player like
I might be 5'6" and playing goal, but I'm probably maybe short enough. I'll probably be a bit short for a goalkeeper, but I'm probably still better than an Onana. But hey ho, you know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Like Liam Smith is saying. Actually, let me go back to Romo's point. Yeah, like this point here is it needs to, bro. If I can just literally send this to Radcliffe and literally tell him, read this, mate. And this is what you should be doing alongside them frauds with Borada, yeah, and Wilcox, because it makes no sense. Gallagher and Mount we need. This guy is, I think he's a Liverpool fan. He's got Isak. Bro. Yeah, well done. You got Isak.
What about Darwin Núñez and Salah as the front two then? In the front three. Oh no, he will rate Salah. Rate Salah. What?
I don't want to speak to a single Liverpool fan right now. Of course, he's a Liverpool. Like I said, yeah. If you lot don't win the treble, it's a failure, isn't it? Yeah, you must win the treble. You don't spend all that money and you don't win a treble. Yeah, actually, at least a double.
Really jammy. They've been
at
really
least a double. They have to win a Prem and an FA Cup, or a Champs and an FA Cup. That's what they should be doing. Do you get it?
I don't think they will, because they're not playing the greatest so far. Look at it. You know what I mean?
Look at this guy. Yeah, we're still bigger than you, by the way.
Try to stay in the league. We have stayed in the league.
But we're still in the league.
In the Premier League.
Bro, and we're bigger than you as well. We're bigger than you. We're bigger than you, 100%. You're not going to win the league either, so you can enjoy that. Yeah, what a worked performance, isn't it? Well done, mate. Yeah, anyway, swiftly, you know, Mason, yeah, my hatred for Liverpool actually runs so deep. I cannot stand them. I really like Arsenal fans are annoying. I don't, and they're just useless.
I hate Arsenal fans more than Man City. I know people say Man City is our rival. I'll tell you what, I think Arsenal are more my rivalry team than Man City, because Man City have got no fan. I mean, my brother's the only fan I can banter with because he's a City fan. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, City fans I can't stand either. But the City fans I can't stand. But that's about two of the minute, Bob and Dylan, like across the road. I don't really know City fans like that.
Liam Gallagher and Joe Gallagher, that's it.
Bro, exactly there. Dumb and Dumber. They're useless. Did you get it? So there are some sound Liverpool fans. If you know, you know, right? There are sound ones, 100%. But the club, I just cannot stand them, right?
And there's one who's disgraceful and to be banned.
Bro, it makes me sick to my core, yeah, that they could win it again. It makes me sick to my core, bro.
Do you know what? I know it's banter and all that, but I do not like the football. We'll give them credit, because at the end of the day, they've got the players they want. They've got the players they technically want. Kirkes, you know, Isaac, Kike, you know, they've got the players. Fair play to them. You know what I mean? I don't like them, but their club is run better. You know, Klopp was a good manager. But they hired Klopp back in 2015, 2016. They stick with him because they can see the vision. With us, we stick with the managers, but you know what I mean?
Now, to be fair,
yeah, you know what I mean.
To be fair, okay, like now that I take my hatred, away, like you actually have to respect in terms of like what Klopp did. I know obviously I banter like he's only won one Prem, yada yada yada, yeah. But what he did and how he's built the club and made it a lot easier for slots to thrive in, bro, like it's impressive, man. They've absolutely smashed it. They've absolutely smashed it with those two appointments. They've absolutely smashed it. They might not spend well, but they're very calculated with who they spend their money on.
Oh, they have this season.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've by far had the best window, and they've just shown everyone that just because they've.
The only thing I disagree with is the price for works. But other than that, because I don't think it's worth 150 million. Like, if you think it's worth 150 million, like, come on. You know, as much as Liverpool fans do like him, I do like him. Like, I'm not going to stat pad him because I'm not going to criticise him because he's had 2 or 3 bad games. I'm not going to criticise him because of price tag, because it's not his fault. But he was never worth 150 million. Like,
who's this? Wirtz?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wirtz. The thing is with him, like, he costs bare money. He's obviously a very good player. So if he's not performing a 10 out of 10, and if he performs an 8, people want him to perform like, not Messi, but you get the point. He has to cook in every single game, which is not going to happen. Yeah, he's going to have some good performances. He's going to have good games, and he might not get a goal or an assist. So
you don't realize how different the Bundesliga is to the Premier League. It's a completely different style. Like, the Premier League's more faster. I'd say a little bit more technique with all the players. the Premier League clubs, the different, So I think it's a lot more different. So, and obviously he's been at the Bundesliga and all that. I think quite a long time. So it's
Yeah,
very different. And you got to realize he played in who was it, Xabi Alonso. They play a different style to what Slot has. So he's got to obviously adapt to that. But yeah,
100%. I do believe that he will. I don't think he's ever gonna I don't think he's gonna. What's it called? That 150 million. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to make that look like, oh, it was worth the money they spent. But he'll do well for them, innit? He will do well. He's a good player. Even if he's in a different league, like the Premier League is not so difficult to perform in. I think people do talk, like, obviously in terms of the Bundesliga and the Premier League, Prem is harder, yeah, but still, like, you still have the same net and you've got the same pitch. Do you get it? So he will be able to have some decent performances. But yeah, big up Liam Smith, big up, bro. All bants, but like I said, stay in the league. I enjoy my away days at
Even as a United fan, even as a fan, I don't know how you can enjoy Old Trafford. Like, I love Old Trafford, but that needs such an upgrade, and I love Old Trafford. It brings back memories, but
yeah, I've not actually been in. My last Old Trafford game that I went to was when Sabitzer scored twice. So that was the Europa League game in under Ten Hag season. I
really want to go, but it's obviously 4 hours away from me, and by the time I get there, on the thing, it's already sold out. Obviously, United's got loads of tourists. I'm not gonna lie, as a United fan, so it's like really hard.
Yeah.
I was gonna go and book. Was it when Norwich was playing home when Ronaldo was back? I was gonna go and get a ticket there, but just missed out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking of like, I might go to a couple of games this season. Do you get it? But I prefer watching at home. Huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, my mate's the luckiest because I think the game he went to only see this season was the game he scored 4 goals against Bilbao at home. So he was very lucky he got to.
Oh, he went Bilbao. Yeah, he would have. Yeah. He would have witnessed the same game. To be fair, like, it's always nice, yeah, with the money that you pay. Obviously, you're gonna go there for the experience and back your team in it. But seeing goals on top, it makes you feel like, you know what?
I'm kind of glad I didn't go to the Norwich game now, because I would only gone there for obviously the Hayes saves and Ronaldo's penalty, so it would have been a dead ass game, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, kind of glad, but obviously it would be nice to see Ronaldo score penalty because he is besides Rooney, obviously he's my goat at United, my favourite United player, but just
100%.
I mean, Liam, you can't lie. I do like Liverpool, but compared to last season, you do. Even though you spent the players, give the players a time. You haven't looked like, because even Newcastle gave you a game and they had a man down, to be fair, and you had to wait the last second for a. I know you obviously sometimes you have to rely on that one goal and all that. That's what champions do, but like as champions, your expectations to play more better now. Like, you expect them to be comfortably winning, especially against Newcastle, who's more weaker. Bournemouth, who's not even looking as strong, and I mean Arsenal. But Arsenal have got a good defense. Don't get me wrong, but with that attack, I think they should still, on paper, they should still score a few more.
Yeah, because like, I understand that, but like, with big up, what's his name? Oh, Ultra, Sam Raid. Oh, big up Sam, Yeah, look at this. Sam Raid. That's actually sick. Yeah, Sam, bro, big up, man. Yeah, Liverpool. Huh? Big up, man. I appreciate it. Do you think Yannick Bolasie and Ben Arfa, Dave the GOAT? Wait, say that. Wait, do you think Bolasie? I don't know who that. Wait, do you mean Bolasie? Ben Arfa?
Yeah, Bolasie. I think he meant.
Yeah, big up Bolasie. Yeah, big up Sancho. Big up Ben Arfa. And yeah, bro, it does, man. Do you get it? They're 3 amazing players.
They were ballers.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Big up
Ben
Envy.
was a baller,
Bro. He was too fake. Fraud Hussam Raid.
Right.
Yeah, but look at this fraud Hussam, man. My guy. I'm not worried about Arsenal. John Bravo up front says names of Hussam Fraud. Big up Hussam Raid. Now, big up everyone in it. Appreciate it, bro. 123 people. Make sure you like and sub in it. I'm close to 1. Yeah, I'm close to 1.3k. So it's good to get that. Gerrard was better than Scholes. No, maybe only. Listen, the only thing that Scholes, the only thing that Gerrard has over Scholes is maybe a stronger hairline. That's it. But at football, he's not better at football than him. Yeah, he's not better. By the way, big up to you, Red Devils United. Yeah,
I know Sam a few years ago, this Gerrard Scholes thing. I mean, Sam didn't watch football in the 90s. What can I say?
Bro, like and sub chat. Now, big up for Sam. All love you. And Scholes is better.
Big up for Sam. I think this Scholes thing, though. Come on, Sam. How many titles is it? Like 11. I mean, you don't get those by accident.
Bro, facts, bro. What can I say? Scholes, bro. When Guardiola's speaking to you and saying, listen, when Guardiola goes like this, Scholes, oh, I love it. Bro, you know that he was the guy, innit? You know he's the guy. 2 rubbish players.
Remember the 02-03 season? He was like one of the, besides Van Nistelrooy, he was one of the best players. That's why we won the Premier League, because of him and Van Nistelrooy that season. I think that was Dave Beckham's last season.
He came out of retirement, didn't he? Didn't he buy some like football boots for about 15 quid and just walked onto the pitch with those? Like this is like, I think it's just, I don't know. I was lucky enough to watch him live at Old Trafford, and he's just like, when talk about controlling games, he just controlled the whole game. And I think it's just if you watch him live play, you kind of get a different perception. Like you can't see it on TV how much everything goes for the man. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely.
Best Premier League midfielder, yeah. Would you say?
I think, well, I'm a bit biased towards Man United, but I'd say, is this like Scholes used to control games, like Roy Keane used to control games when he was in his prime, and I guess like with City, I think City control games because they got a lot of good players, not one exceptional player. That's kind of the difference. That's my view of it.
Yeah. Nah, I hear that. Listen, I'll always back Scholes in it. He's clear of that slip merchant. Yeah, Scholes is clear. Scholes never slipped. He's won the Prem. Better player. And yeah, bro. Like,
I was gonna say actually, how old's Kevin De Bruyne? Like, what age is he now?
He's like 32, 33.
Yeah, and he's like basically like retired from top quality football. Scholes was like 38, was he? And he came out of retirement at the sort of 37, 38. And like Kevin De Bruyne is moving. Kevin De Bruyne is, yes, I'll say last season he looked like a passenger in the team. And I was glad to see him on the pitch when we played against him, because you think, good, he can't move. It's just different levels, I think, completely.
Bro, 100%, yeah. Like, people talk about De Bruyne being the best. People say about Gerrard the best, yeah. But, bro, I don't know. Maybe because Scholes was ginger or his name was just Paul. Not the most. I don't know what it is, in it. But listen, I've got no.
It's just boring, isn't he? Like, he's got no off-field kind of personality, does he? This is the thing. 100%. It's not a.
If his name was like Paulinia, yeah, Paulinia Scholzinho or whatever, yeah, maybe he would have been rated a lot more. But like I said, yeah, big up touchline facts. And just a touchline, yeah, Xerxes is sick. Yeah, I'm on to touchline as well, fraud. But big up to him though, innit? Just had the Hussam chat rattled by telling them Scholes is clear of Gerrard. Now, 100%, Scholes is clear. Gerrard was so good that Scholes had to retire from. I mean, that's not true. Scholes, go on.
I was going to say, Scholes used to get annoyed with playing on the left, didn't he, for England? And I think if you watch the England game against 5-1 against Germany, some of the passing from Scholes in that game was outrageous. But I think Scholes just got bored of like not playing his preferred position, retired from international football. And look at England after Scholes retired. That's when they're kind of getting knocked out in the group stages. Like Scholes was like way. It's no what's the word? It's not a surprise, is it? Scholes retires from international football. England dip for a few years, a few tournaments. They're quite bad. I think it's one of these cases where if you seriously think Gerrard's better than Scholes, then I just don't think you watch the matches. That's all I can say. I don't know, no criticism. I mean, I'm not going to say about players in the 60s because I didn't watch them. If you didn't watch Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, that's what you can say. That I think all we'll say to I don't know if someone's actually in the comments, but if you look at Gerrard, you pick up 3 games, don't you? You go like the game in Istanbul, you've got the game West Ham, FA Cup final. I think with Scholes, because there's like 200 games to pick from, you don't think about it, do you? He's not like got one outstanding game because he was just ridiculously consistent. Whereas Gerrard, I think he's got peaks and troughs.
No, I absolutely hear that. The thing is, yeah, like people talk about like Gerrard's always going to have the more output. He's going to have the more moments, but he's playing in a worse side. So he's expected to perform in that team. Do you get me? Like when you're surrounded by bums, right? And he's the one that's thriving. People say, "Oh, but Paul Scholes, he's got a ready-made team around him. He's got ballers." But still, you don't play for that amount of years for Man United and be that crucial to that side if you don't have anything about you, especially coming out of retirement and then coming back and still winning the league title. And you've got people like Xavi, Iniesta, Pep Guardiola waxing lyrical about you, Thierry Henry, just because he didn't have numbers, bro. I can guarantee if he played further up the pitch, he would get way more goals and way more assists. Way more. Steven Gerrard, yeah.
He used to, didn't he? Start of his career, used to. Scholes used to do what King did. Like King, at the start of his career, was like an attacking midfielder. Used to like be trying to get on the end of, like, edge of the box, finish off moves, then move further back. Scholes, exactly. That's why they used to say Paul Scholes scores goals. Then he stopped, moved back, started controlling games. And Stevie G was clutching a shit team, let's be honest. And it's more of a cup run team. Whereas United's like about consistency, about winning leagues. There's a difference, isn't there? United last few years, not competitive in the league, but win trophies. Like we win the FA Cup, win the League Cup. We're not winning the Premier League. And that's the difference. United used to be winning the Premier League, and Scholes was like a key player. It doesn't matter what level your teammates are. Scholes is one of the best players in the team. And it's just
100%.
And he's saying Scholes is not clutch. I swear there was loads of goals he scored outside the box. I think there was one against Aston Villa. That beautiful shot he did outside the box. I think it was Villa. I can't remember. It's one of the goals. But I also remember seeing clips in the I think it was 02-03 season, maybe, or the 03-04, where they won the league with Van Nistelrooy and Beck last season. He was scoring goals, clutch moments like that as well. But the thing is, a midfielder, this is what I mean. A midfielder is not just about goals. Like when people say, "Oh yeah, Frank Lampard scored goals" and all that, it's not just their job to score goals. It's to control the game, keep the tempo up, and all that stuff. Scholes could do anything. He could tackle. He could control the ball. He could score. We've seen that, And people keep saying, "Oh, teammates and all that." Like it doesn't matter. Like you guys said, he came out of retirement and won the league, and still controlled the games and all that. You know what I mean? Even by himself, he could do the same thing as Steven Gerrard with bad teammates. So there's no excuse, And that's what I'm sick of people saying about, "Oh, Gerrard had bad teammates."
I don't think Gerrard had bad teammates though. If you look at some of the players he had as teammates, you could say like
I mean,
that they quite often had the top goal scorer in the league, didn't they? Liverpool, they had like Suarez top goal scorer, Torres top goal scorer.
Torres, yeah.
Sturridge was balling out as well. I'm pretty sure like he was a good player too.
Yeah.
Is that Xabi Alonso? You got Mascherano. You got
there you go. Then
Hippier, Honcho. You got like good defense. You got a good team.
That's what I mean. That is true. Actually, he had Xabi Alonso. He's a great CDM. Mascherano's decent as well. So I wouldn't. When people say he did not have a good team, then now you just told me that, it's like, well, he did have a good team because Xabi Alonso is a great CDM and Mascherano's been as good as a good CDM as well. So.
Look at this. Sorry, you know what? Let me get
football knowledge. What is this? How can you call yourself football knowledge? What was the title that Manchester United got denied by Chelsea for the goal that wasn't offside? Come on, that's like we.
See, bro, that's why I've got the Don Red Devil United, bro. Like, listen, he's witnessed, like, bro, he's witnessed this, yeah, and he knows. Do you get it? Calling those cheats. Are we joking?
The titles that were close because there's some like 1999 was pretty close. That was just. Arsenal were a good team, but there's titles Man United won easy that by like so many points. I'm just trying to think the close ones. We probably lost more of the close ones. Like we should have beaten West Ham in '95 to win 5 in a row, but didn't. And I think that we should have if who's the guy that? What's the team that kind of like the match fixing suspicious like Aguero moment with like?
Oh, when Wayne Rooney spoke about it against what's it called?
Who is it? The team that got relegated. I can't remember what they called. They had Joe Barton playing. Joe Barton
Wigan?
got sent
QPR.
off that one.
QPR.
Was it QPR?
Yeah, QPR.
QPR,
It's like
yeah.
suspicious
QPR.
level of capitulation there, but less said about that, the better. I'm just saying that if you look at it, Manchester United, we probably maybe we got a bit lucky with one or two titles, and maybe we got a bit unlucky with one or two titles. Overall, we were the dominant team by far in the 90s. It wasn't particularly close.
100%.
I'll say that as well that like, before I watched football, Liverpool were dominant for 2 decades. You can't argue with that. They were the best team by miles. And luckily, I didn't live through that era. But I think you have to be fair and say United had been the dominant team for about 20 years. And then City had been the dominant team up until a couple of years ago. But their kind of drop off is a bit kind of spectacular, isn't it? I don't see an Alex Ferguson team dropping off that badly.
But that's right. But you know what really annoys me? I will read the chat. You've had 124 people. And make sure you subscribe to Red Devil United and also Mason as well. Make sure you check them out. Big up for them for tuning in. But my thing is, when people say Fergie made United and they're nothing without him, okay, cool. He was a big part on why we're successful and why we dominated in the 90s and why we're the club that we are today. But even if you take away Fergie, we still won a Champions League before him. We still won about, 7 league titles and 13 trophies altogether? 1 Champions League we won. And 7 titles and 13 trophies. Bro, I don't understand this notion about take away Fergie United. You take away.
I've
You
seen
take
this
away.
said. It's the same thing, isn't it? Before Alex Ferguson, Manchester United had this incredible period in the 50s, the Busby Babes. Everyone, if they don't know about that, they should know about that. And that was where a fantastic team got kind of cut short. Then Matt Busby rebuilt it. They were a fantastic team in the 60s. That's 2 decades of like teams there. And then it's just that the 70s weren't great and the 80s weren't great. And then the 90s, they were fantastic again. So to say they weren't good, like I could sit here and say Chelsea got their second league title, didn't they, after all the money came in? Like they were nothing in comparison.
Yeah.
And Man City, irrelevant since they actually Man City had a title or 2 in the 60s, but then they had nothing for a huge amount of time. So to say Man United were nothing for Fergie is just shows you've not done your research. United had a lot of good teams in the past, and actually, I think even before Fergie, they've still won the FA Cup a lot of times as well.
Oh, bro, but that's what I'm saying. People act like we're Man City. If you take away Man City, like you said, bro, like if you take out Sheikh Mansour, bro, they're finished. That ownership here saved the Man City. They weren't a threat. Similar with Chelsea with Abramovich.
They lost like 6-0 to Middlesbrough before even that takeover. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, it's true. I would say this, like, no joke. When people talk about City, and I guess when you're growing up, you have a rival. I don't know who your guys' rivals were when we grew up, but mine were always Liverpool and Leeds. 100%. Like 100% Liverpool because they had the success, 100% Leeds for other reasons as well. And I'd said this, like, no joke. A lot of the titles we won in the 90s, I had no idea actually which league City are in. I know they're in the Premier League when we beat them 5-0 and Cantona scored his hat-trick. But other games, I don't know. Actually, no, Kanchelskis got a hat-trick in that game. But other games, like when we were winning in the late 90s, I think they were they Championship, League One? I don't know. I lost track because they weren't really, for me, not a big rival because Liverpool for me is the rival because you look at trophies, you look at dynasty. And City's just like has a geographical reference, sort of rivalry for me.
Yeah, I just realised when Man City was in the Championship. This was a fun fact, by the way. In my old school, there was a Norwich City player. My teacher was a Norwich City player in the 90s. Man City was in the Championship, and actually, my teacher actually scored against them in the 90s. That's how bad it is. When Man City comes up to me, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, you know, my teacher actually scored when he played for Norwich City in the Championship. Scored against you one night. I think 2-1. Norwich beat them in the Championship in the 90s or beginning 2000s. I think it was middle 90s, end of 90s, something like that. I'm like, that's how bad it is. But my teacher, like, he wasn't the greatest player, far none. But the fact he scored against Man City, that's on his resume forever. So it's like, that's how bad they were. Like,
but like I said, you got to understand as well, because of how successful we was back in the day. There's going to be a lot of hatred from other teams. Do you get it? That's going to be natural. So United is like, despite how bad we are, we're still very much hated. So obviously, I expect everyone to lap up and enjoy this downfall, because I would be doing the same thing, because we can't really say anything. I'm just going to read this comment section.
We did it with Liverpool, though. We did it with Liverpool.
Yeah. Bro, if Arsenal or Liverpool or Man City are having our moment right now, of course I'm going to be. I mean, Arsenal still have their moments anyway. They've not won anything. But with, with Man City and with Liverpool, bro, I'd be lapping it up. I'd be cooking them. I'd be literally enjoying every minute of it. So, I'm just going to try and get through these comments, and then we'll go back to the topic about the transfer window and the game as well. Funny enough, against Man City. All now, big up Real McCoy saying, all now England still wait for a class of 92 to win Summit. Scholes is overrated. I mean, he's not. But again,
I think you're obsessed with Scholes being overrated. You must clearly rate him secretly. What are you trying to tell us?
Bro, 100%.
He's trying to hide the fact that he rates Scholes. Come on.
English players are average. I don't think they're bang average. I mean, you've literally got the best English player to come out of England is Wayne Rooney. Big up Wayne Rooney. He's the best one. I think he is, personally. I think he's the best English.
Rio Ferdinand was one of the top centre backs. So
yeah,
they
were obviously quality.
Ashley Cole was one of the best Premier League left backs. Gary Neville won many Premier League titles with us and was consistent for us. Paul Scholes, of course, one of the best midfielders. So.
But Wayne Rooney, I just feel like
Wayne Rooney's
he was a guy
crazy good, like crazy good. But even like people, I've seen this thing recently. You've probably seen it as well. Michael Owen talking about him as a teenager, and I'll say this: like Michael Owen was top quality when he was a teenager, like very good. Just different sort of player, good finisher, but elite when he was like a teenager, early 20s. Same like Robbie Fowler was ridiculously good at a young age. But I think Wayne Rooney is just probably the most complete player, I think, where you put him in any position on the pitch, he's just like world class. I think it's just one of these things where forget how many goals Rooney scored. He makes every team better that he's in, every team better.
And also, the thing is with Robbie Fowler and Michael Owen, they scored a ridiculous amount of goals, but Rooney could also do that. The thing is with Wayne Rooney, he never enjoyed just purely just being a striker. He wanted to get more involved in the game, and that's what makes him amazing. Amazing passer, bro. On the ball, he's underrated. He's got great decision making. He's a powerhouse. Number 8 Wayne Rooney is a menace.
Yeah,
that
just
guy,
relentless.
He's insane, man. Like he's so good. And people talk about but he peaked at 32, bro. He was playing when he was 16.
I think with this one, it's like if you look at the age of his, like when he started, like 16 to 30, he had like a 16-year career, if that's the age range. But I remember, if you want to see like examples of Wayne Rooney, I think it was like the goal Lingard scored against Crystal Palace, where the ball comes in from basically Wayne Rooney tracks back, puts in some tackles, beats a few people, puts a ridiculous like ball in, and it leads to the goal. But he just does like all this stuff that you don't see. He's just relentless. Mickey M said Gordon Strachan. I remember Gordon Strachan actually playing very early Manchester United. That's kind of when I started watching that kind of sort of era, just before we became like really good.
Before we became good, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, having a player like Wayne Rooney in your team, bro. Imagine the players. It must be so easy because they're not going to be able to like try and get the ball back, especially like with Ronaldo in it. Like Ronaldo massively benefited from Wayne Rooney's game, massively benefited.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it just went under the radar. And Dave the Goat said Lampard's the best player to come out of England. No, he's not. He's not. Like. He's not even England's best midfielder. So how can he be the best player to come out of England? I don't think he is. Owen scored more goals than Rooney at the same age, says Dishwater.
You can say like,
but Rooney
Michael Owen was an elite goal scorer. I'm not going to say that. And if you watch, remember the cup final they beat Arsenal where he scored 2 goals right at the end. He was just an elite finisher. But Wayne Rooney, like it's crazy to think he was 16 because he looked like 25 when he started playing. But he was just good at everything, wasn't he? So Wayne Rooney would set. How many goals did Wayne Rooney set up for Ronaldo? And how much easier is it playing in a team with Rooney where he occupies so many players? I'd say that
season as well.
Dave the Goat puts a good kind of thing there. Kevin Keegan won like 2 Ballon d'Ors, didn't he? So no, he's a shout for elite player as well. But again, I can't really comment because I didn't watch him play when he was playing.
I've not watched Kevin Keegan. Yeah, but all I'm saying, Wayne Rooney, that's my goat, man. That's my goat in it. When it comes to
fair.
English players, Paul Scholes is there. Paul Scholes is the best Premier League midfielder and the best English midfielder. But Wayne Rooney for me is the best all around in terms of everything. Yeah, he's quality, and he would have had way more goals to his game. The fact that he's got 200 plus goals for United and a crazy amount of assists, he'd have way more if he played as a striker. Bagged 30 goals, I'm pretty sure, when he played there. 30 goals he bagged, and he's like, nah, I'm bored of this. I wanna drop deep. I want to help my teammates out. So it's a testament to Wayne Rooney, and people just take the mick out of him because of how he looks. That's what. Let's be honest. If Wayne Rooney looked more, I don't know, looked better, I guess. I'm not saying he's ugly.
Yeah.
But
I feel like Zlatan's retired and looks like he's been spent every day working out, that sort of kind of thing.
Exactly. Wayne Rooney doesn't take care of himself. He loves to drink, which is perfectly fine for him. He's entitled to do what he wants. Not everyone is going to look like Ronaldo and be shredded at 40. Do you get it? So just because you're not like, I think people just use that against him. And then there's a lot of Ronaldo fans that they treat Rooney with so much disrespect. But Wayne Rooney, just because he prefers Messi over Ronaldo, doesn't mean he doesn't think Ronaldo's a great player. So Ronaldo fans, they're just so
stupid.
Yeah, it's just so insecure. Like they're very insecure about it. But I'm gonna try and listen. There's a lot of comments here. I will try and get no worries days. If Scholes was so good, how many Player of the Season awards did he get? He has never been made. See, this is how I know. Yeah, big up for the comments section. This is how I know he's been on the Who Sam show. You see this Player of the Season award nonsense. Yeah, I don't understand what they're trying to come. I don't understand what they're trying to say. Right. The guy is playing with players like Ronaldo and Rooney. You've got Giggs there as well. And because he's not won a Player of the Season, they think that's why Gerrard's better than him. You literally just said that our team was exceptional. And
Why don't they just go and watch him? And actually don't lie to us and actually physically watch his games and watch how he plays instead of judging stupid awards or stats. It's as simple as that. Go and watch the games. Go on YouTube. Go and watch it. There's my advice. So,
You know the thing with these, like these Player of the Season awards, these are voted for by people that support clubs. These are not. This is if you want to know actually who's the best player, the best teams. It's the trophies that shows you who the best players and the best teams are. These are popularity competitions, and also if you look at it, some of the times Manchester United dominated seasons in the 90s. Then football writers and pundits and people that are voting for awards, they don't want to put 11 Man United players in the team, even though it's probably on merit. You could argue that. They're going to go, right, Liverpool got a huge fan base. You put a Liverpool player in. Who did they pick? You pick Steven Gerrard. These things are just, I think they're a bit pointless, really. I know a lot of people look at this and go, are they one player that, okay, if you're one Player of the Season, why is this team not lifting the Premier League trophy? Like, if he's so good, like, why is he not carrying his team to that sort of success? Why is it only limited to a few cup games where we can see some world-class performances? And the question is that he's not good enough. People tell me Giggs, people underrate Giggs. He was, I think, levels better than a lot of players in the league now. But they'll go, but he only scored this much. It doesn't matter how many goals he scored, because Ryan Giggs' aim was not to score goals. Manchester United's aim is to win trophies and win games. It doesn't matter who scores the goals. Doesn't matter who creates the chances. It's just like a poor narrative, I think.
Yeah, Ryan Giggs, is better than so many, not even wingers right now, but it's just in general. Like, he's amazing. Yeah, but the thing is of him, he actually played that role as an out-and-out winger, creating from there as well and putting in some crosses and getting past plays. So people can mention about his goals and assists, but his performances is what led us to win so many titles. So at the end of the day, it's how you help your team, not individual awards that you just get for goals and assists. Big up touchline as well. What are you saying? You good? I think he's on mute, isn't it? Yeah, that's what happens when you press on.
He's probably wondering why people are rating Gerrard so highly.
Yeah, and I was on that chat and you just get loads of abuse when you talk bad about Liverpool, bro. So listen, bro, if you're a Liverpool fan and you're in the chat, hold that, bro. Scholes is clear. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, what is this? What am I here? What am I seeing, by the way? Max
Salmon.
He's winding us up. No way.
Bro,
And
Max,
so I'm wondering, like Chris, how have you not watched Rooney, Chris? Like how have you missed this player?
bro, Dowman is no joke. Look at the highlights today for the under. Bro, oh, against players like Dowman, bro. Don't you-
Jesus Christ.
Nah, bro, he's not, man. He really isn't. But yeah, this went from like United, like Casemiro, United trying to eye up Gallagher, ONANA to like Scholes and Gerrard debate. Listen,
Mad, yeah.
There's no
Sorry.
debate. It's like the biggest club in England debate. It's just no debate. Like Man United are the biggest club in
you know,
England.
Touchline, explain why Scholes is clear.
Do you know what they said in the chat? You know what? Do you know what he tried to say? You know he said he tried to say Gerrard's a better passer than Scholes.
Who said that?
Sam.
You're joking me, right?
Sam said Gerrard. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like,
Oh, come on.
if there's one thing that Gerrard definitely ain't better than Scholes at, it's passing. I said Gerrard was a Hollywood ball merchant. That's what he was. That's what he's known for.
Basically,
You know what I'm
Bruno,
saying?
then.
He was a Hollywood ball merchant, bro. What we
The thing
doing
with
here?
Scholes is like we're like when you're like putting it into space in the wide areas, and there's loads of space, loads of room for error. And lots of players can make that sort of pass. When Scholes is putting passes that are through the centre, dropping right where the striker's running, these passes that have got very small margin for error. Scholes is just way better. It's just crazy. If people genuinely think that, you just haven't watched Scholes play. That's
Actual
all I can say.
weighted passes, yeah, actual perfectly weighted passes.
Yeah,
like
just
sat-navs.
like one way
Not
you
just
look at it. You know
flinging the
how
ball into someone, yeah, and it go down as a successful pass. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes does that all the time. Is Bruno Fernandes a better passer than Pogba? No. Do you know what I'm saying? But he sat there and spams the ball all the time. Is Kevin De Bruyne a better passer than Pogba? No. But they sit there and spam the ball all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? Gerrard can spam the ball he wants. He's not better at passer than Scholes. We've all got eyes. Passing is a thing of the eye test because stats all the time they can shoot a good passer. Declan Rice has got 1% less pass accuracy than Caicedo. Yet Declan Rice is not a better passer or anywhere near a passer than Caicedo because Declan Rice passes sideways, backwards. And also what doesn't show you stats are how quick was the pass? Was he under pressure? Etc. etc. Do you get what I'm saying? Gerrard is nowhere near on the level of Scholes as a player and as a passer. IQ wise as well. You play football with your brain, mate. Do you get what I'm saying? The best footballers have the best brain.
100%. You put it perfectly, innit? Like stats won't mention how you receive, how you pass the ball. Like, are you under pressure? It's all of it. And with Declan Rice, he's a safety merchant. That's all he is, safety merchant, and he doesn't want to mess up his passing accuracy. This is a good point too. He was a quality passer. Fabregas was ridiculous.
Oh, his pass against Burnley and his debut was unreal.
It's a joke. He was a joke player in it. I put him above. I actually put Fabregas above De Bruyne as a midfielder in it, but that's just me. So
yeah, definitely.
Like it's absolutely unbelievable. Man United is the most fraudulent and scummy club in English history. It's definitely either a Liverpool fan or.
There's only one club in England that's got English teams banned from playing in Europe, and it ain't Man United. So it can't be that scummy, mate.
Bro, listen, we're not scummy in it. We're just winners in it. This guy never watched Gerrard and Scholes play footballs, and he's telling us about it. I think this is directed at you, Touchline.
Yeah, I mean, apparently I never watched Gerrard play. I seem to remember him getting sent off after about 40 seconds against Man United at Anfield. So I seem to remember that. You know what I mean? I seem to remember his last ever. I'll tell you what, I've got a photographic memory, but Dave will tell you. Yeah, I seem to remember his last ever Anfield game. Jason Punchin scored. They beat Palace, beat him 3-1. I seem to remember his last ever game for Liverpool was a 6-1 loss. There you go.
Against Stoke. I remember.
Who doesn't remember the slip? Who doesn't remember the slip? Do you get what I'm saying? Gerrard slipped, Suarez cried. The Scouser's dream has fucking died.
Demba, you know, he absolutely cooked him. 17 goals and 10 assists, bro. Listen,
my God. You know what? Is this Max Salmon in general? Is this him just behind the
might be. Listen, Chris, big up to Chris in it, but this might be Max Dalman's burner in it. I don't know.
It's definitely Max Dalman. Come on.
Bro,
Lee Gunner loves this fucking Max Dalman guy as well, bro, for some reason. I don't know. He's not rating him so highly, bro. He's 15 years old. He's not like, that's all about him. That's all about MU fans, agendas and bias.
But so is you, though, because if you're a Liverpool fan, you're saying Gerrard's better than Scholes. That's technically biased as well. So what you just said, football knowledge, is complete bullshit because it's Uno reverse, basically, for you.
Paul Pogba was better than Gerrard.
Say it again one more time, by the way, Touchline.
Paul Pogba was better than Gerrard.
Watch that be on TikTok now the next day. Liverpool fans, this guy saying fucking Gerrard's worse than fucking Pogba.
Oh, really?
Paul Pogba was better than Gerrard at every single thing apart from slipping.
Well, that comment's mad what this guy just said.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
crazy.
That's mad. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
United consider Gallagher general move. I consider January holiday. But yeah, listen. Let's try and get it back to United. Yeah. Obviously, Red Devil. I'm not really sure what your opinion is on the whole window, and we've got the City game coming up. I'm not really sure what your stance is with the manager, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, whether he should be given more time. And touchline, everyone can go in. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You guys can just talk about it.
No, I think with this one, when people are going in on the manager, that he's going to be backed by Gerrard. I think he's his guy.
Yeah.
I think it seems like a pointless debate at this stage of the season. Like nothing's going to happen regarding the manager, and I would take an open mind because then I'm not going to be campaigning get the manager out or anything extreme. Let's just see what happens because I think there's been Look, I'll say this: I went on a holiday a couple of weeks ago, and when I was on holiday, I missed the Grimsby game, I missed the Fulham game, and people obviously I think I've missed 2 bad performances. So I've kind of just not seen the worst of our season. So I'm probably not as pessimistic as some fans. But I think that overall, I think the transfers for me and Mbeumo, Cunha, getting a different goalkeeper, whoever it is, was definitely positive. I think there's positive signs that we're signing better players overall. I think Yora was a good signing. And I think going for some youth is a good move rather than going for players that are past their best. But again, I think it's if you look at Manchester United, the mess we've been in, it's going to take more than one transfer window anyway. And I've said this, it's going to take multiple transfer windows where you just got to make it. You've almost got to make as many right decisions as possible. And I kind of like the approach where they've gone for a younger player rather than an older player because it seems a bit more risky. But Man United fans were saying for ages, why aren't we going for the sort of players that Brighton and Brentford are going for? And as soon as we sign players that people don't know, people are like, who the hell is this guy? We should be getting Premier League proven. So you can't really please everybody. So I think I'd rather Manchester United hold out for the better players than go for backup signings. And I don't think we've really done that. I don't think we've panic bought, which is a good thing. So I'm kind of relaxed overall. But no, clearly I think this transfer window is probably going to be viewed kind of based on results. And at the moment, take out the goalkeeping error, and I thought we were quite good against Arsenal. We had more chances, and I think people lost their minds a bit against Burnley. But I mean, again, I think it's take out stupid errors, and we should be doing better. But it's just Sesko's barely played. And Mbeumo and Cunha kind of getting up to speed with what Amram wants. I think it's just things are going to improve, I think. And compared with the City game, like you said, I'm looking forward to the City game. City have improved attack-wise, but their defence is crap. Have they improved the defence? I don't think they have. I'm looking forward to actually us hitting them on the break, and I think we'll get loads of joy at that game.
Yeah, that Man City game, is going to be crazy because both teams are going to need this dub so badly as well. Because Pep, he's not started off well. Obviously, Amram is under pressure. I mean, you'd like to think so that he's under pressure regardless. But anyway, with the whole, when it comes to Manchester derbies, they're never really exciting to watch. I do believe that it's going to probably be a draw at best. Both teams can be got at, and I do think that our attack can do something against their defense. If United was seriously considering Gallagher, what the F was the 100 million for Bruno going to go if we had sold him? Some loathers for Sir Jim, I guess, says Johnny Hill. Yeah, that I've said it, bro. That Gallagher signing, that interest, it's definitely about you can tell Amram wants him in it. That's got Amram's fingerprints all over that because he's literally just a running merchant. That's it. He just covers ground and runs. He's not good. If people don't like Ugarte, he's basically Ugarte, but just a tiny bit better on the ball. He's trash. So if we're gonna get him on a loan, then I'm against that. I don't think he's good at all.
Belabor's happening. We're not thinking we're getting Belabor. We're getting Belabor.
From thinking the bill.
That's why they were saying Gallagher on loan. They're not buying Gallagher. If Gallagher was, I think it's bollocks. Anyways, I don't think we want a Gallagher on loan at all. But if Gallagher was going to happen, it'd be a loan, and we were going to get Belabor in next summer. That's what we're going to get Belabor, and we're going to revamp the midfield.
So you think, you think Gallagher? You think the Gallagher rumors are bollocks? Yeah.
Yeah, bullshit. Oh, Fabrizio said it was a proposal, or if it loan proposal, we wanted to loan. No, we probably are. We probably got. I guarantee it's one of those things again. We got asked about Gallagher, and we probably turned around and said, "What, on loan or something like that?" There's no chance we went and said, "Oh, we went and knocked on Atletico Madrid's door and said I want Conor Gallagher on loan." No chance. What, on deadline day? It's a lie. No chance. No chance of that, man.
But yeah, with for me personally, yeah, like when it comes to Gallagher, he's cheeks, mate. I think he's bad. I think he's proper bad. Gallagher, proper. He's awful, man. I do not. Bro, yeah, personal terms will get personal terms. Yeah, will get agreed regardless. In it, personal terms is never going to be an issue in it. There's still way more factors into getting the deal done. So personal terms is not going to be an issue. Yeah, it's the value for the player, how much they're willing to accept for him, installments and so on in it. So this is a good question, to be fair. It's either Wharton or
it's got a good chance of happening though. I think with this one, where United have gone for targets that Mbeumo like gets in a lot of teams. I think Cunha's a good quality player as well. And I think a lot of Newcastle fans were telling me in the comments saying, we're going to get Sesko, we'll overpay, we'll push the price up, and that's not happened in the transfer window. So I think with if United actually go for players and the players are interested, I think the transfer windows are changing. That it's not a bid, it's not a bidding war. It's like the player decides where they want to go, and then the club tries to get the best possible price. And if Belabor wants to go to Manchester United, he'll go to Manchester United. It's not a case of whether another team comes in and offers more money, because Brighton have no power in this. Like they can keep the player if they don't like the price. But if Belabor wants to go to Manchester United, he's not going to go somewhere else. Like, same with Mbeumo, that you see loads of fake stories saying, "Oh, Spurs are going to do this, Newcastle are going to do this." They're going to do nothing because the players don't want to go there. If they want to go to Manchester United, and it's kind of actually maybe a pleasant surprise that we finished 15th and players still want to come to Manchester United. So that's a good thing. But if United come knocking and actually the player wants to go there, it's going to happen. I saw Junior Gate say, Belieber's going to go to Arsenal. Well, you're going to spend another 100 million on a midfield.
Gunnar J. Yeah, I knew it was Gunnar J before I even fucking looked. I don't think we'll get one. I think he'll probably go Liverpool if he goes anywhere. Yeah, I reckon we'll get Belabor. Yeah. Arsenal won't get no one, bro. Exactly, do you think we need Belabor don't fit the rugby size player requirement? Exactly, but Belabor will lose his hair playing with Rice. Oh my days. Plus, Belabor doesn't suit what actually you could say he does suit what they want, but
am I lagging or something?
No, you're good.
Yeah, my thing is lagging in it. I don't know what's going on, but bro, look at this guy, by the way. Belabor coming to Arsenal, mate. Yeah, there's more chance of me being president of this country than that happening. Do you get it? Right, that's never happening at all. You guys already
Prime Minister, but yeah.
What?
You mean Prime Minister, but yeah.
Yeah, Prime Minister. What did I say?
You said President.
Bro, same thing, innit?
Yeah, that's even less likely than.
Yeah,
that's even less. No, 100%.
I was going to say, how many midfielders do you think we need next summer? Because if we're looking at our team, say Casemiro goes, Collier went on loan. I think Collier's not going to come back, has been my guess. I don't think Ruben Amorim. I think if Ruben Amorim rated him, he stays. So I think he might be gone. And I think Bruno Fernandes or Mainu. I think we need to do quite a big rebuild. We need to get a few in. Agate, 50-50. There's a lot of players where you think, do any of the players actually stay in this midfield in a couple of years? I'm not sure.
So would you? So with the whole Casemiro situation happening, are you guys happy with him leaving? Because his contract runs out in 2026. Do you think that United needs to get him into like a 1 or 2 year extension?
No, I'd get rid of him. No, get rid of him.
So So you'd get rid of Casemiro and who else in the midfield? Agate as well.
Oh, I bet I'd fucking leave Agate somewhere, but I'd dump him somewhere if we could.
So let's say you've got Bruno. Let's say you've got Bruno, Agate, Casemiro.
Yeah.
You can only sell one. Who are you selling?
Well, Casemiro is not getting sold. Though he's leaving.
No, I'm saying, but if you had the opportunity to like,
I'd sell Bruno because you get the most money for him.
I think Bruno will get the most money if you're looking at it from that point of view. But I think the key is like with Casemiro is going to leave, so he needs to be replaced. And then Eriksen didn't really get replaced as a player as well. And I just think that I don't know, United feels like they need to get a couple of midfielders in. So do you think we do something in January? Because that's like not the same Lieber, but another player.
I think January, like it might be. I don't see us getting Belieber in January. I don't think that's going to happen. I see us maybe getting
January.
Well, you think it happens in January?
No, I don't see it happening in January.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. So we might just get like a stopgap loan midfielder. But I actually disagree. I believe that we should be keeping Casemiro in this team because he's got a lot. He's a good player, first of all, and I don't really trust Ineos getting in adequate replacements. They can say Baleba, but you still need more. You still need a player in Cas because he's.
What they did this summer with the attack.
What attack have they got?
Well, they needed to reform the attack, and they got Cunha, Waymer, and Sesko.
Sesko's not a good player though.
Right, but they still brought a midfielder in.
No, but it's not about just getting a player for the sake of it, though.
Well, if they spend 200 million on the midfield next summer and they buy 3 midfielders, the chance it looks a lot better.
No, but the thing is,
Casemiro, Ugarte, Bruno, Casemiro, whoever. Casemiro's washed. He's 35. We're not giving him a new deal. He's leaving.
But he's not 35 though.
34 then. Or he will be 34. No, he'll be 34 at the end of this end of the season.
Bro, Casa's 33 in it. Bro, at the end of the day, I'm not saying we should be keeping this guy for an extra 3 years, but keeping him for 1 to 2 is perfectly fine because he's still got a lot to give. He's going to give you some good performances. We've seen it many a times. We've seen it last season when he got integrated into Amorim's team and he was forced to play him. He was our best midfielder. Even this game, like he literally was. In that Europa League, he was quality. This season, he's been putting some good performances. I think a lot of his performances get overlooked just because he's like this whole notion about his legs. His legs have not gone.
I think it's like a lot of people focus on speed. Like Casemiro's strengths, clearly he wins the ball back a lot. I think he's like in terms of stats, is elite at that, getting the ball back. His passing's really good, and actually aerially as well. He's quite a goal threat. I think with this, the thing is that a lot of people want to get a more mobile version. I would say with this one, if Casemiro is going to go, you almost want to get a better player in first because, like you said, I don't really trust the owners based on what we've done. We'll let Casemiro go, and knowing our luck, we'll buy someone that's actually less effective. Might be a bit quicker around the pitch, but maybe not as effective. So it depends. If you can actually set the team up so you don't need to have athletes in every single position. And I know Casemiro is not. And it's not moving around as quick as he used to, but I don't think he was ever particularly quick. It's probably up to Amorim to at least set the team up so it limits that kind of effect. And you got more mobile players around him.
Bro, if you have a midfield 3 of Cas, Kobe, and Baleba, that's solid.
No,
that's
it's
solid.
not. No,
it is
not.
solid.
It
is solid. It
that
doesn't
stink.
Why does it stink?
Casemiro, yeah.
Why does it stink though?
Casemiro is bro. He was good in his first season, right? But he is just washed. Like
why is he washed?
He is just washed, bro. Firstly, right, just look at him as a player.
Yeah,
and he was a very good player, right? But bro, this guy can't carry the ball, and he's not press resistant. So every time he gets the ball when he's pressed, he just has to go long. He just pings it long, and the odd time it pulls off and it looks like a great pass. Other times he goes straight back to the opponent. He's a press trigger. You press Casemiro, you know he's not going to drop a shoulder. You know he's going to treat the ball like a hot potato. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, he's got a decent pass in him. I'm not saying he hasn't. But, bro, we're better off getting a midfielder that can, one, carry the ball, that can, one, be press resistant, and do other stuff as well. My two would be, I would get Baleba and go and get Tonali. Have Baleba, Tonali, and Mainu as your 3 midfielders. Oh, my days. We would absolutely run ragged in everyone's park, bruv. There's not a midfield on the planet I would be scared against. That midfield would, apart from maybe PSG's, even PSG's midfield. I mean, it's baller FC, but
with Casemiro being in that midfield 3 with Kobe and Baleba, why do you need Casemiro to carry the ball when you've got Kobe and Baleba?
Because when Casemiro, I don't need to carry the ball, but I need to be press resistant. Like Wharton isn't a good carrier of the ball, but Wharton's press resistant. Wharton will do a little drop of the shoulder, play out the press. Casemiro don't do that.
Yeah,
So
but
Casemiro press.
he's still
I
adequate
can't go on
to
about
playing him.
Baller FC and talk about how you want to play this. You want Walton in the midfield and play. You want to play this tiki taka type football. Yeah, the same is for Bruno. I'm not saying it's not. Yeah, the tiki taka football, and then want Casemiro in the team because he can't play that. He's never played that in his entire life. He's never been able to play tiki taka football because he never played that at Real Madrid. He's never played it for Brazil. He never played it for Man United. He's not that type of midfielder.
Casemiro, yeah, is no Busquets or Rodri, but he's competent on the ball.
Yeah, no, he's competent on the ball, but you can press him very, very easily.
Not when you've got a solid system in the team. Because, bro, with Casemiro, yeah, all he needs to do is give it to the players that are much better than him on the ball. That's all you need him to do. Once he literally anticipates the danger and tackles the ball, right, and wins it back, gives it to the believer, gives it to Kobe, then that's who they need to press. And good luck trying to get the ball off them players. So with Cass, when it comes to DMs, yeah, you don't need to be a superstar on the ball, right? You don't need to be a superstar on the ball. With Fabinho, he was never a superstar on the ball. When it comes to Fernandinho, they were never superstars on the ball, right? Fernandinho played till he was like 36 or 37, right?
He was press resistant though, and he was a good carrier of the ball.
He was a good carrier of the ball, but still, Casemiro still has a lot of qualities in his game. He still has a lot of qualities. That second, I generally believe
we need to just leave this signing in the mud, bro, and just go and get a proper midfielder, like a proper young midfielder, bro. Like we need to stop this. Casemiro, man. Casemiro, bro. Like I
don't understand that. I think this Casemiro disrespect is wild, bro. I think it's wild.
No, he's a sick footballer, and I wanted him and I was gassed when we signed him, and he was good.
So you think a footballer after 1 year, just like that's it, he's done now? Just after 1 year,
that can happen. That can happen. Yeah, after 1 year, you can just fall off. I don't think it's been 1 year though. This is his 4th season at Man United, and you want him to go into 5 or 6.
4th season.
This is his 4th season. Yeah.
When did we buy Casemiro?
2022, 23, 24, 24, 25, and this is his 4th season. 25, 26.
Bro, his age is not showing. Like these lot just chatting rubbish, bro. Like when he was putting in good performances last year, yeah, no one was saying anything. But now he's like,
what is a good performance? Because you can put in a good performance by your standard, but if you're limited,
it's not my standard. He was literally like our best midfielder when he got integrated into Amorim's team, and it's a fact. So how can he be slowing down?
But you don't rate any of our midfielders other than Mainu, and Mainu weren't playing. So what does that mean? You don't rate Ugarte. You don't rate Bruno. So what? He's the best out of Bruno and Ugarte. You don't rate both of them. I know he wasn't, by the way. He wasn't better than Bruno last season.
Last season, and
he wasn't better than Bruno.
Nah.
He was good in the Euros, not the Euros.
I'll say that Europa League towards the end, Casemiro, that was probably his best performances. There was a few games, yeah. I can't remember exactly.
And he was good against Arsenal at home. Arsenal at home, he was good against.
No.
Shit.
Search and play, bro. Like I said, yeah, you can like I said, you can go buy a midfielder and still have.
So who would you rather have, Tonali or Casemiro?
Bro, you can have both. You can literally have both.
No. You asked me earlier, hypothetical. You can only sell one of Bruno, Ugarte, Casemiro. So I'm gonna ask you. You can sign Baleba, right? You get Baleba, and then you get a player to partner in with Casemiro or Tonali. Who are you taking?
Bro, Casemiro and Baleba. 100%.
Oh,
Casemiro,
man.
100%. Casemiro is a quality player. He's a quality player.
Man, bro. Oh, man.
100% I'm taking Casemiro.
Oh, man.
100%.
Oh, man. He's like 9 years older as well.
I don't care about age. Honestly speaking.
Pause.
Yeah, Paul. Bro, not like that, innit? Flipping hell. Bro, these lot just, it's very fashionable to say Casemiro's finished, innit? They can say what they want. I know what I'm watching, and I know what I can see. His qualities, yeah. His qualities are quality. It is very good. It's very good. If it was a different player, who was like 2 years younger, they'd be waxing lyrical about him. Never did I say that you can't get a midfielder as soon as he starts to show like a bit of decline or a considerable amount of decline. I'm not saying build a team around him, yeah, but he's still got at least 1 to 2 years in him, and we might as well utilize that while we have him at the club. You don't have to play him all.
You won't have him at the club though next year because he's leaving.
No, but that's why I would keep him. I'd keep him and get a midfielder on top.
Go and
Did you actually say this, by the way?
No, I didn't say that. He's lying. Go and get me Baleba and Tonali. Go and slap 100 million on Baleba. Get that deal done. 120 million. Go slap another 100 million on Tonali.
100 million for Tonali.
I think his contract goes to 1 year actually next year. Yeah, his contract's on 1 year, innit? Hold on. When does Tonali's contract? When does Tonali's contract end? Contract end. No, never mind. It's 2 years next year. So there you go. 2 years. Bang. Bash. Go and put 100 million down on Tonali. Get personal terms done, bruv. You get fucking Tonali and Baleba in. You have Mainu in as well. Tonali and Mainu in a midfield too.
That's if we get a manager that plays with a midfield three in it, unless they get Glasner. So
no. It's just depth though, innit? Like you're gonna have depth in it. Like I think even then, bro. Honestly, Tonali and Bruno G, I think McAllister, Gravenberg, them two are the best. Then you got Tonali and Bruno G. And maybe Casemiro, to be fair. Actually.
Lavia is sick as well, to be fair, but he's just always injured.
Yeah. To be fair, I heard that we're looking at Lavia and loan. I don't think that's bollocks though as well, but
I'll take him in a heartbeat.
I saw that. The thing is that his injury record is barely played, so that's kind of a massive problem with that one. So if it was loan's not too bad. Then if you can actually play,
you can fix that with a player at a young age. Do you know what I'm saying? Look what Reece James. They've sort of kind of fixed it now, innit? You know, Van Persie was injured as well when he was younger. I'm not saying we will take a gamble because you know what Chelsea are. They're very good at selling, innit?
Bro, like when it comes to injury records, if someone's got a massive injury record, you have to manage him really well. We'll look at Ousmane Dembele throughout his whole career. He's always been getting injured, right? Especially at Barcelona. Now he is injured now, but with Enrique, you hardly see him get injured. He's getting so obviously training plays a factor in it. So it's all about managing and conditioning the players to not get their muscle injuries as often. So yeah, Lavia does get bare injuries. I'll take him on a loan. He's a very good player. How many players has Amarin played in the wrong position? I'd say. In what do you wish he would change this? In what way would you change the system? In every way. I'd ditch the formation. I'd play a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 and play our best players in each position and just go for it. Do you get me? And take off this whole defensive-minded approach that we're always doing. That's what I would do, but he's never going to do that. He's going to die by his system, which is fine in it. But if you're not getting results and you're not really performing on the pitch, it's a detriment to the club, and it's a detriment.
I think it's a bit of a negative where a lot of fans will say, "No, we need to stick with the system. He needs to play the system, etc." If you do that and it's not working, like what does it prove? Like Ruben Amorim is just a checkbook manager in that case. He just needs to buy 11 new players for his team to work because that's what people are saying. Whereas if you're actually a manager or a coach, whatever has been determined as, we're talking about Sir Alex Ferguson when I joined the stream about what he did. Now he lined up some teams with like 7 midfielders and actually made it work. I don't think Ruben Amorim. The biggest criticism I could say is he's not getting the best out of players, and maybe some managers in the past haven't had the best squads, but they've maybe got better out of the players. I think last season have we got the 15th best lineup in the Premier League? Like, have we got the 15th best squad? I don't think so. I think we should be doing better than that.
Yeah.
A competent manager gets this team top 4, top 5.
Yeah, but can I just say, like, in the checkbook manager thing, brother, I need a checkbook manager. The amount of money we spend, I need a checkbook manager. Like, I need one. I need one that's good when you spend money. Go out there and get him in and then give him 500 million and watch him dominate the Premier League. I need a checkbook manager. I don't need a manager that, do you get what I'm saying, system, or he tries to get the best out of what he's got. Because I've had that for years, bro. People try and get the best out of average players. How many times did managers try and think they get the best out of Ollie? You're seeing it right now. Rashford. You're seeing it right now in England. Tuchel was one of those managers. He's not a checkbook manager. He's one of those managers that likes to that thinks that believes their own hype and thinks he can get the most out of average players. I want a checkbook manager. Get me a checkbook manager.
Would you take Pep?
Would I take Pep? Of course I'd take Pep. He's the best manager of all time. Of course I'd take him. You know
better than Fergie?
Yeah. He is, isn't he?
I don't think he's close to Fergie.
I think he is better than Fergie, though, isn't he?
In
he is
what
better
metric?
Than Fergie, isn't he? Let's be honest.
I would say, okay, Alex Ferguson, like before he came to Man United, the stuff he did with Aberdeen puts him on a different level to start with. And I know people talk about that, but to break a monopoly where there's the lowest budget. The thing with like United is Alex Ferguson. Okay, a lot of time, I think there's a lot of hype about expenditure stuff. Man United didn't spend the most amount of money in the 90s. They were like 10th in expenditure in the 90s. And sometimes we won the league with the. I would say one of the things. Sometimes Man United won the league. They didn't have the best team. Arsenal had a team from 1998 to 2004. Half the players were World Cup winners. Like you have Thierry Henry, you have like Wilton wasn't the best, but he won the World Cup. You have Vieira. You have like an elite defense, world class goalkeeper, top quality like Perez. Arsenal's team should have been unbeatable, and they won one title with that team, like in 1998. But they should have won loads, and Manchester United won it with players that weren't as good overall.
Like I said, with Fergie, yeah. Fergie, like you know, when you said he doesn't have the best players and then he still gets the tune out of them, bro. Ferguson, yeah. You can say that
they both had the best players, and Pep did more with the best players.
So that like Tom Cleverley, Anderson.
This is what I'm saying though. This. I hate this narrative that it's easy to just spend money, and it's easy just to throw money at things, and easy to spend money and get the best players and make all the best players. You get the best players and the best team, and yeah, you win. No, it's not. It's very. You've still got to coach those players. And for a manager to get the best players at Man United, at a big club like Man United, if we were the club we were supposed to be, acted the club we were supposed to be, the biggest club in England, yeah, we would get the best players and we would have had Pep in, and Pep would have dominated the Premier League with Man United, and we'd be forever winning league titles. It'd be a never-ending cycle of us winning league titles. But the thing is, bro, listen, Fergie done unbelievable things in Aberdeen. Okay, Roberto Di Matteo won Wigan and FA Cup. Do you get what I'm saying? Few managers have won foreign.
Do you know who he beat? To Aberdeen, though. You know he beat Madrid.
Real Madrid, yeah, beat Real Madrid. Yeah, I know he did. Yeah, I'm saying he won. Yeah, listen, Fergie's unbelievable. But bro, Pep is the greatest manager of all time. There is not a single player Pep has managed, pretty much, a top player, shall I say. Obviously, there'll be the average players that flopped, right? That he didn't. He improved. He improved Messi. He improved Busquets. He improved De Bruyne. He improved Sterling. Mahrez, I think he hindered Mahrez a bit, but he improved so many of these players. Bro, Messi weren't bagging 40 goals.
Bernardo Silva is not the same player as he was at Monaco, to be fair.
Yeah, because he's got older and washed. Bro, Bernardo Silva was unreal in the treble year, and 18-19 as well.
Bernardo Silva in his early years at Man City was quality, yeah. But I don't think he's washed now because
didn't Man City spend like 150 million on like left backs or right backs? They've thrown crazy money at it, and it's been like with City, you buy a player, it doesn't work out, you just buy a new player. It doesn't work out, you buy a new player.
That's how we should be, by the way. That's how we got Iber Barada in for that exact reason. We bought ONANA 2 years ago, we flogged him already. We bought Hojlund in 2 years ago, we flogged him already. That's how it should be. You get 2 years, if not, bye-bye.
He needs to apply that to the manager as well, because he's the one that got him. So yeah, you
2 years yet, so.
But listen, he's looking to have two minutes. Did you get it?
How do you explain what happened last year then? How do you explain what happened last year with Pep? Because Alex Ferguson, once he had a top quality team that won the treble, the next 10 years, Manchester United aren't finished outside the top two. I think there's 1 year they finished third. And you have 2 decades where United's lowest position is third in the Premier League.
And Pep
Guardiola scraped into Champions League qualification last year, had a run of like about 8 defeats in about 9 games. Like that's never happened with Ferguson. How do you explain that? Because Pep's been backed to a level never seen before.
He didn't win the league for 1 year. Fergie finished third. So did Pep. Pep's finished third. Fergie went 3 years without league title, didn't he? 03, 04, 04, 05, 05, 06.
Yeah, we're talking about 2 decades. Like if Pep stays like for another decade, wins another 8 titles, we can have a conversation. But I don't think he's done it He's done it at an era where. What's the biggest competition he's got? An Arsenal team which is nowhere near compares to the Arsenal team in the late 90s. A Liverpool team that's had 1 title in like 30 years before they got a title last year. Where's the competition come from?
That Liverpool team was unfucking believable. Liverpool's Klopp's Liverpool was unbelievable, bro. Look, they almost won the quad. They were 2 games off winning the quad. The only reason they didn't win the quad because of him. Bro, this guy is, bro, this Pep, yeah, this guy is, bro, I remember when he sat there and said, Yeah, Aguero left and he cried. He cried that Aguero was. He said, "We cannot replace him. We cannot replace him." He goes and wins the league the next season with 92 points, no striker, and then he replaced him and won the treble. Do you get what I'm saying? This guy, bro, he had one bad season, and everyone's saying, "Oh, he's washed." Forgetting Fergie had 3 years where he didn't win the league title.
No, but the thing is, I remember. Wait, hold on. Disagree. The reason Pep wouldn't manage Everton like Carlo, there's a reason he has managed 3 big clubs as Mustafa.
Yeah, because why would the best man? What has Messi ever played for a shit club? Would Messi go to play for Everton? No. Why? Because Messi's the Miami. This is the same argument they try.
Into Miami,
right? I think your point.
Into Miami. Listen,
Pep isn't at the end of his career yet, so maybe
Pep here. This is my stance on Pep. He's the second best manager of all time, innit, right? I don't think he's washed. He still get top 4 with this team. But what this shows us here is that if he does not have the best of the best, the creme of the creme players at his disposal, he and the other managers will be able to compete, if not finish higher than him, because he doesn't have that advantage anymore. But when he does have that advantage in having the players, and when you back him fully, his plan A,
like Liam just said,
his plan A is
Fabian Delph at left back. This narrative that he just buys players. That season, by the way, he didn't buy a centre back until January. He had Otamendi, and I can't remember the other centre back he was playing at centre back. Yeah, Otamendi and John Stones, but John Stones was young John Stones back then, and John Stones was still injury prone, so he was playing Fabian Delph at left back, bruv. This guy, Messi, was pivotal with success at Barca. Yeah, but Mustafa, bro, Messi wasn't Messi before fucking Pep. Messi weren't getting 40 goals a season.
I don't think Pep created Messi. Like, Messi is a world-class player, the same as like Ronaldo. These players are self-driven.
He definitely helped him.
I don't think the manager makes them a better player.
Well, I disagree, because Messi had his best numbers ever under Pep. Before Pep and after Pep, Messi had his best numbers.
Just because they had a ridiculous team. Like, if you look at look at
World
Football.
Why did they have a ridiculous team? Because of him. He built a ridiculous team.
When Barcelona were prime Barcelona that people talk about, the time when we played them a couple of times in the Champions League, what are the Spain national team doing? Which is most of that team. The Spain national team is winning the Euros, winning the World Cup.
I'm so glad you've asked. I'm so glad you've asked that. I'm so glad you've asked that. Yeah, what were the Spain national team doing? Had their best ever era in football. Germany, when Pep rocked up, won the World Cup. England had their best spell in 50 years when Pep rocked up in England. Every country the guy goes to, that country's national team massively improves. Am I lying? Chat, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Every single country that guy goes to, the country's football gets improved, the national team gets improved. So yes, it looks like
I think he improved the national team. So he improved like Bayern Munich.
Who bought Busquets from La Masia? He did. Who bought Piqué back from Man United? He did. Do you get what I'm saying? He done these things. He was the one who improved Xavi, Iniesta, all these types of players. He made these players better than what they were. Messi, he made Messi. He made Messi better. Pedro, he made Pedro better. He made Villa better. Do you get what I'm saying? This guy, I'm not saying he'd win the Prem with that washed United team. But then again...
So Fergie made Ronaldo?
Yeah. Fergie made Ronaldo better. Ronaldo will tell you that himself.
I think Ronaldo's self-driven. I think
Rooney as well,
regardless.
All these players got better because of Fergie. But as I'm saying, as this guy just said,
what does Fergie have? What does Pep have the upper hand over?
Let me just say, you see, he says, would Pep win the Prem with that 2013 United team? Right?
No chance he wouldn't.
Cool. Say no chance he wouldn't. Right? I'm not saying he would. I'm not saying he wouldn't. But Pep, this Man City team would win the Premier League that year, right? And everyone says this Man City team's washed, right? That year, the Premier League weren't good. It weren't good. We pissed the league that year, but in reality, the Premier League weren't good.
Yeah, but you can say we pissed the league, but that team that we had on paper,
Fergie wouldn't win the Premier League with that team in this current day and age. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it against his Liverpool team. He wouldn't do it against the Arsenal team, because he's better than Arteta. But bro, Pep is just better than him, bro. 4 in a row in the Prem. He's done 2 trebles and almost done 3. Yeah, like, bro, he's the GOAT. Like, let's be honest.
I think the thing is, okay, like when people mention Aberdeen, like, what did Man City do before Pep joined? They won the Premier League. Like, what did Bayern Munich do before Pep was manager? They won the Bundesliga. And it's like, is he going to go to a team that don't win? Like, fair play to Klopp. He went to Liverpool, built a team. Like, could you see Pep Guardiola going to a
Okay.
team that's not won a league for 25 years and winning
I'll
a
answer
league?
that. I'll answer that. I don't know that, but I'm not judging Pep of something I don't know, because I could say the same thing about Messi. Do I think Messi could go to Liverpool and do what Gerrard did for Liverpool? I don't know.
Do more,
But with
like way more.
with Pep Guardiola, right? I'm judging it off. Listen, if you wanted someone to rebuild Man United, I'm going Fergie. We need someone to rebuild us right now. I'm going Fergie.
Okay.
But if you're going off who at the top of the game right now, Liverpool at the top of the game, yeah. Liverpool at the top of the game with some sick squad and a ready-made squad. Go and get me Pep.
What's Pep done in like the last 6 years then that Man United didn't do in the 90s, where they won almost every title, and they should have won other titles?
We didn't do 4 in a row. We didn't get 100 points. That was what, that 7 years ago?
The points total is a bit irrelevant though.
Is it 198 points? Domestic treble as well. You done domestic treble. Fergie said
I think the difference in the 90s is that in the 90s, Man United and Arsenal played Champions League football. The other teams didn't play Champions League football because it was just the top two. So they had more tough games. So the league looked a bit more compressed. Also, there was lack of people didn't just ditch their clubs to go to the top clubs. So you had top quality players and So I think ultimately the teams are the teams in each league. It doesn't matter how many points you get. You just have to be the best team. I know this 100 points total is a thing, but sometimes United, because we're focusing on getting a treble or we're focusing on other things, it doesn't matter about how many points you get. You just got to win. And United, there were some league titles where we lost the last 3 games because literally it doesn't matter. We've already won the title. But I see your opinion. I'm just looking at a broader thing and thinking, if Roy Keane hadn't been injured, or if Kante hadn't been suspended in 1995, we'd have 5 in a row. Like we should have beaten West Ham on the last day of the season to get 5 in a row. We'd have had
Liverpool. Do you know what Liverpool did in the season they won the league? They won the first 26 out of 27 league games. That's what they had to do to beat Pep once to beat him. 26 out of 27 league games. So you could say if Cantona didn't get suspended, I can say if Liverpool weren't fucking superhuman and didn't win 26 out of 27. Do you know how mad that is? They won the first 26 out of 27 league games. Bro, that is unheard of. Okay. That's unheard of.
Let me just say something, yeah? So let's assess like the qualities of managers, right? So what they can do. So there's managers who rebuild. There's managers who win now after a year or two, and then they just bounce like Conte. Mm-hmm. And there's managers who sustain it for a long time, for a long period.
Pep's all three.
Right? No, he's not. Pep is not a manager who builds teams. He's not.
He's built this Man City team. This is his Man City.
No. Sheikh Mansour built this Man City team. There's a difference. The Sheikh Mansour is what he built this Man City team. Let's be honest, right? He did.
Okay, well,
right?
What position did
Pep
Man
Guardiola
City
would not have this. Pep Guardiola would not have. Listen, his dominance here is very impressive and it's quality, and he's a very, very good coach here. But that does not happen without top elite ownership. It doesn't happen, or the best of the best players. Simple as that. Let's be honest. Because with Fergie, right? With Fergie, if he was under, I know it's a hypothetical, but if Fergie was under flipping Sheikh Mansour and he had all the tools in the world, despite literally improving players who aren't that great, and he's shown it consistently, even that league title that we won on paper, you can say, oh, the other teams were weak, but still, it's impressive to win it with the players that he had. It shows you that he's able to squeeze everything. Bro, how are you telling me that Rodri's out and your whole team capitulates? How does that work? How can your team capitulate?
That isn't true, though. It's just that's just a lazy narrative. That's a lazy narrative.
Okay, lazy narrative, right?
Rodri got injured, and they continued to win. They went through a bit of a spell where Kovacic then got injured, the replacement for Rodri, and a few other players got injured, and they had a downward spiral. Bro, they won 4 in a row. They were allowed to have an off year. Pete, this is why I know he's the GOAT, because it's the same with Messi. They hold Messi up to some ridiculously high standards. He's got to win the World Cup. He's got to win this. He's got to just win the Ballon d'Or. He's got to win every big major honor. The same one with Pep. We has to win the league every single year. We spent 200 million in January, right? Chelsea spent $1 billion, mate. I don't see anyone demanding them to win the fucking league.
Bro, Chelsea, they should be obviously.
They spent about 300 million in ones. They bought Mudryk, Enzo, and So a few other players in January.
They had Lampard in it, bro. They spent bare money under Lampard, and I remember that season. They splashed bare money when they bought Timo Werner. Listen. My thing is, under Lampard, they bought Timo Werner, Kai Havertz. They bought so many players, right? And they spent loads. What the heck is Lampard going to do as a manager, right?
No, but you're proving my point, though. Like, it's not easy to spend money and win.
I never said it's easy.
It's not how it works.
I never said to you it's easy. I said to you that his plan A is exceptional, and he's an exceptional coach, and I'd love him to be at Man United. But if he was under the Glazers, we spent loads of money, but Pep needs certain players in it to cook. He needs his players. And you really think that Glazers, and with Man United, they've never been able to buy specific profiles for managers. They've never been able to do that. So with Pep Guardiola, he would have struggled at Man United. He would have struggled massively. Hence, that shows you that he's not adaptable. That's why Fergie's got the upper hand of it. Pep plays the better football, but Fergie's more adaptable, and he can do everything. Like, you want him to build a team, he'll build you a team. You want to see some attacking transition football. You can see that. You want Ronaldo to improve from the player from being a 17-year-old, not having the best decision making, and look at the player that he is now. So, like, I'm not saying that your opinion is mad, because we're talking about two of the greats, innit, Pep and Fergie. But when I look at Fergie's ability and what he can do as a manager, his man management skills, on top of I'm not saying he's obviously Pep is a better coach.
Pep's tactically better than it.
I would agree with that.
Another thing that isn't even arguable, And listen,
They tried to get Pep, by the way. Sorry, they tried to get Pep, and then he rejected United. So
but neither did Fergie. Fergie didn't work with Woodward either, so it doesn't make sense. Woodward came in after Fergie. But even with things with Pep, one thing that no one, I'd say, I didn't watch Man United 100% in the 99 and all that stuff. I didn't do that, right? But I know for a fact we didn't dominate in European teams. We weren't dominating European teams. We weren't dominating on the European stage. This guy, Pep Guardiola, bruv, they dominate European. They go to the Bernabeu.
They don't dominate Europe. They don't dominate Europe. Let's be honest. Like, Pep Guardiola dominates Europe with
dominating European teams. He slapped fucking Madrid 4-0.
But how many Champions Leagues has he won with Man City?
That's not what I'm saying. He's won more than Fergie's won in his life.
No, what I'm saying, okay, there's different. Okay, if you look at the Champions League,
that's not what I'm saying. In terms of performances, he dominates teams. You watch them in European games; they are dominant. He's gone to the Bernabeu and spanked them. Yeah, was Fergie doing that? We didn't do that under Fergie. We weren't going to Camp Nou.
We got to how many Champions League? We got to a few Champions League finals and we lost to a good Barcelona team. We won it in 2008, and in a few years' time, we got to another two finals.
That's results. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about dominating a game. Coaching-wise, Manchester City, when I watched them in Europe in their peak, they were dominating Real Madrid's, Bayern Munich's. They were the better team. They weren't just winning the game. They were the better team. They were by far. They went to the Bernabeu and won and dominated them. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, he did lose to Chelsea. All right? He did lose to Chelsea. He did lose to Chelsea. You're right. He messed up that game. He did mess up that game. He shouldn't have started Sterling. And shouldn't have started Gundogan in the 6. Should have started Roderick. But Pep gets things wrong.
I would say now that if you go back to the 90s, I think there were more difficult European teams. Like, football's changed a lot. And I think if you look at the Juventus team we beat in 99, we played the Juventus team a year or two before that. They were almost impossible to score against. They were ridiculous. So when I was watching the game, we went 2-0 down. I was genuinely thinking, it's done, it's over. But the first kind of 4 or 5 years of Champions League football, they had weird rules in where you couldn't play certain foreign players. There's a certain cap on certain nationalities you could play in your team. So Manchester United, for a few years, we couldn't play, say, Cantona plus Schmeichel plus we got limited.
Is that true? I didn't even know that. I actually didn't even know.
There was a foreign player rule. That's why.
How many finals did Fergie lose?
I was just going to say that's why AC Milan had 3 Dutch players, and I think another team had 3 German players. That's why they only had a few foreign players. There were certain rules.
I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that.
It kind of fucked Man United up for a few years. And we got to 2 finals against Barcelona?
No, overall finals, like FA Cup. How many finals has he lost? Because Pep's only lost 3.
How many finals has he lost?
4.
Fergie lost 2 finals, against Pep in the Champions League. Yeah, he lost.
No, but he also lost an FA Cup final to Chelsea. No, he lost 2 FA Cup finals, I think, to Chelsea.
Lost one to Arsenal where we battered them and they beat us in a penalty shootout.
You said
won a lot of them.
Pep lost to us as well in the FA Cup. He also lost to Chelsea.
Yeah, Pep's only ever lost 4 finals in his career. His
They
entire
lost
career.
last year as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Glasner, Ten Hag, Tuchel, and Mourinho. The only managers that have beaten the final.
But my thing is, like that final, but Pep beat Fergie in the UCL final, losing to Havertz and giving Ten Hag that's only his CV. Liam Fergie lost 2 finals. No, but my thing is, like, bro. Okay, how about this? Both at their prime right now. With this current United side, I'm choosing Fergie.
Oh yeah, no, with this current United side, I'll choose Fergie. But prime Man United or Man United when they're say Man United at their like you have Man United and they were Liverpool are right now. They're top of the tree, favourites to win the league. They've spent 400 million. I'm taking Pep. I know he's going to win me. Pep Guardiola with 400 million and that level of team in that Liverpool team. Do you get what I'm saying? Bro, this guy is winning the treble, bro. This guy's winning the treble. He's pissing the league.
I think it's that difference, isn't it? So I think if you get that like team, like you said, you got a super team. But if you take 4 or 5 of those players out of the super team and drop some average players in there, that makes that then Ferguson does the better with that team.
Yeah,
because I think we had a situation where I remember I say this sometimes on my channel where I remember watching a game with my friends in the pub and we looked at the lineup. This is against like prime Arsenal, Vieira and someone else in midfield. And our midfield was Veron and Phil Neville. And I was looking at the lineup thinking, oh, shit, this is going to be tough. And we won that game 2-0 quite comfortably and we dominated the game. And I think Fergie did have, I think people underrate sometimes where when Man United had some injury issues, you didn't notice. You looked at some average players and looked at sometimes with United and Ferguson, you look at the lineup and think, bloody hell, this is a shit lineup. And then you watch the game and we control the game and think, wow. And like John O'Shea's like suddenly playing 10 games in a row, looks like a world-class player. And just, I think Ferguson did actually better. Like he was like still kept making Manchester United respectable under the Glazers, despite, they sell Ronaldo, they give him Obertan and a washed Michael Owen. And they just make things more difficult for him. But Fergie still kept the team competitive. That's why I think the drop-off is massive, because 100%. Fergie kind of like papered over some of the cracks for a few years.
Yeah, this is a lazy narrative, by the way, that Pep didn't win the UCL with Bayern. Yeah, have a look at the team. The same way Fergie didn't win the league, Champions League a lot of the time when he was competing with the Barcelona teams and the Milan teams. But Pep lost that season two out of those 3 years. One was to Messi. Remember the Boateng one, where he fucking took Boateng's soul. Yeah, and then Chip Neuer, that game. And then the other one was when Ronaldo ran ragged, scored that free kick. And they doing that.
I think we were like really competitive. Like when you look at it, okay, we didn't get to finals, but in '97 we lost to the winners. In '98 we lost to the winners. I think in '99 we won it. I think in 2001 we lost to the winners. So a lot of the time we weren't. No, we might have got to the quarterfinals, semi-finals regularly, but the team that knocked us out was usually the team that won it. I think we were
the same with Pep,
the best for a long time.
Same with Pep though, right? He got knocked out in 010 by Inter, they won it. He got knocked out in 11-12 by Chelsea, they won it. He got knocked out in 12, no, he didn't play in 12-18 actually. Knocked out in 13-14 by Bayern, they won it. He got knocked out in 14-15 by Bayern, they won it. He got knocked out in 15-16 by Atletico, they didn't win it, but they got to the final and lost on penalties. He got knocked out in 16-17 by Monaco, they didn't win it. 17-18 was to Liverpool, they didn't win it, but they got to the final. 18-19 was to Tottenham, so he had a bit of a few years at City where it didn't dropped off. And then 19-20, he got knocked out to
What if City like finished third this season and then they don't improve, like they're not winning, not finishing the first couple of positions? Are you going?
Well, it's his last season, isn't it? Yeah, he didn't get knocked out in 40.
Is that going to affect his legacy if he finishes 2 seasons where he's not in a title race, considering the budget City have got?
Bro, do you know how much he spent in Jan?
200 million.
Come on, bro. And he's got Ryan this year. Okay, Cherky's out. Bro, he's had a good window. I rate City's window, so...
Yeah, I rate the window. They didn't do... I still think they needed a right-back and a centre-back, personally, but...
Yeah, they tried to get Livramento. I don't know what happened. Centre-back, yeah.
That reminds me, you know how Sam said Husanov's better than Euro?
But that's Madrid tax, isn't it? It's Madrid tax.
Husanov. It didn't play...
I thought you said Hoyson. I thought you meant Hoyson. Oh,
Husanov, yeah.
He said Kusanov's better than Euro.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So when I catch him in Jordan, yeah, elbow in the face. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so I've got a bounce. That's knackered, man.
That's crazy. There's still 68 people, 70 people here, innit? Big up to Red Devil United, to Touchline. Yeah. What
Big
shall I
up, man.
say?
I'm gonna go. See you later, bro.
Yeah.
See ya. Big
Big
up to Red Devil and big up to Ahmed, bro.
cheers.
Big up to the chat as well. I'm out of all.
Yeah. Big up,
Peace.
man. Take care of yourself, yeah? Yeah, this pet fraud. Yeah, bro. I might carry on a little bit on the show, innit? I mean, just there's a new people, but if you need to go, you need to go. I don't mind. But
It's been like another 10 minutes or so.
yeah.
People got questions. No, big up, thanks for the invite. I saw it late and I thought I didn't know when you meant, but I was just literally like on my laptop anyway, so I thought I'll just jump on. And you gotta argue against Pep. You can't like let Pep go unchallenged. I think he's done again. We're talking about the two best managers, aren't we? So, but Fergie, I think it's like it's one of these things, isn't it? I suppose if you live through it, you've got different examples, and I know Pep's done them amazingly well, but I think the dice have been kind of loaded in his favour a lot in terms of money and circumstance. Where that's why I kind of elevate Fergie, because sometimes we didn't have the best team, and you look at look at the team that beat Arsenal 8-2. It's got Tom Cleverley, Anderson, and you look at the team and think, how the hell has this team like won this game?
And they had some sick players as well.
Yeah, they were good. This is it. I think it's because Liverpool were a really good team against City, but I think Arsenal they were pumped with like World Cup winners. They were ridiculous in '98. Even like Bergkamp and Overmars. The team for me actually, I thought Arsenal's team in '98 is still far better than the team they got currently. That's why when they don't win the league, I'm not surprised. I don't think the team is as good as they used to be.
No, 100%. Like I'm just like the thing is what obviously he can. I don't mind people saying Pep is the GOAT, but I didn't expect it from because he's a United fan. Yeah, there's
Man United fan.
Yeah. That's what threw me off a little bit in it. If they're neutral, the same Pep is better. I was like, all right, fair enough. But like I said, yeah, big up to Touchline. Mustafa saying 200 mil. Red Fergie would have us second at least. Oh wait, yeah, at least. Yeah, 100%. Fergie will never drop out of the top four, even if he doesn't win a league title, bro. Like he's absolutely quality. What he did is insane. Great man manager, great communicator, improves players too. We're never going to see a manager like them ever again.
Exactly. Fred Lundberg, Vieira, Sol Campbell, even I hated Keown, but a great defender.
Oh,
they just had like quality across the pitch. And you can remember some teams like player for player. They were kind of that sort of team.
100%. Like when it comes to Fergie, you know who kind of reminds me of him a little bit. It's like I'm not saying he's like him, but Carlo Ancelotti, kind of like he's a great man manager as well.
He was best out of people, didn't he? Like with Ancelotti, I always feel like he's always got a plan, and then when games like I think he's one of these managers that players respect, but also someone that's like been around a lot, adapted over time. Now, the way Fergie actually did things in the say 80s to like the 90s to early 2000s, I think it's just one of these things where quite adaptable. Because I remember talking to people and actually I remember being at Old Trafford in 2000 and might have been 4 or 5 somewhere around there, and Chelsea seemed like this unbeatable force for like a year where they just seemed like no one could score against them, let alone beat them. And I was just thinking, are we still gonna beat them by just keeping Giggs and Scholes? Like these guys are getting a bit older, and you just see somehow he did it. And I think it's just one of these things where he's just, like you said, I think it's a bit underrated how you can get the best out of players and motivate people. And I also will say that United's team in the 90s, everybody will take the players individually and say, "Oh, Scholes was overrated, Giggs was overrated, or Gary Neville's like shit right back," and they pick the team apart player by player, and you go, right, so you got to give some players credit because we've dominated the league for years. Like, which ones are the key players then? And overall, they're just all good at what they did, and I think that's the key. That there isn't really a weak link. There isn't really, no one stands out when the team plays that cohesively because they all kind of like. You're not reliant on one player. Everything is working pretty smoothly. And also, I say that comment about Roy Keane. One of my friends was like, used to have Roy Keane on his back. He was like one of the best players on the pitch a lot of the times, but kind of didn't have the maybe the profile. If you're a fan, he's good. You know what he's doing.
Roy Keane's passing was very underrated, bro. Like he fizzed them in forward. Like his line breaking passes were good. It's just that his whole persona, yeah. People think that he's just a foul merchant. You get it? He just thinks he's a foul merchant and he just stands on people's legs. But he was actually a good footballer too. He's got a great pass on him. He's calm on the ball too. Roy Keane is solid. He's a solid player. And when you've got Scholes next to you,
He used
bro,
to do
that's
simple
balls.
things, though, didn't he? Like with Roy Keane, you win the ball back. Like you're saying about Casemiro. All you got to do is win the ball back, play a simple pass, and like, Roy Keane would do that.
Cass and
Simple
Keane is a
pass,
great example.
find
Yeah,
Scholes.
great. Yeah, Cass and Keane is actually similar. Like, that's a very good point. Like, two players who Casemiro played with Modric, played with Toni Kroos, Roy Keane with Paul Scholes. Right, you've got Michael Carrick as well, who's very underrated in what he did.
Yeah.
Right, that type of player right now would be worth about, if Wharton's going for 100, double it with Carrick. Did you get it? Because Carrick was unbelievable. So Roy Keane, was not just a foul merchant. He had more to his game. And without him, he carried us. The thing is, I wanted to make a point about Pep and Fergie. People say, oh, but Pep cooked him in them 2 Champions League finals, right? My thing is that, yeah, he did. They absolutely destroyed us. And I'm not taking anything away from Pep, but the players he had in that team, Busquets, Iniesta, Messi, bro, like, he had the best player in the world. Yes, we had a good team, but sometimes in life, you've got to understand that there's levels to certain things. And you've seen it. How many times, Red Devil, did we see Ollie go against Pep Guardiola and have his number, right? But that team that he had under Man City, right, wasn't as good as the Barcelona team. You're telling me Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's not a good manager, who had players like Dan James, is able to get one over Pep like 3 times. But you're telling me Fergie, bro, I'm telling you, if Pep didn't have that team, and maybe he had like this current City team or the City before, we would have 2 Champions League finals. We would have had like 5 Champions Leagues. So, and that's 4 for what's it called? No, yeah, Fergie's won 2 Champions Leagues. We've got 3 overall. We'd have had 4.
Sometimes you just run into a better team, don't you? I remember, I think it might have been Barcelona into AC Milan, like early 90s. AC Milan had I'm trying to think who the players are, Van Basten and the other Dutch players. They were just the best team. And it's just, you have 2 good teams and just one team just like, it's just their year. And it's the same with like I thought that Man City were going to win the Champions League eventually because they're one of the best teams for a few years. And I think with United, watching them in the 90s, you did kind of think, are they ever going to get the best, win this competition? Because they were the best team a couple of years, and you just get bad luck, don't you? One bad game, etc. And I think with Barcelona, one game they were definitely way better than us. The second game, it's kind of like, with hindsight, I think you could have done it differently, but they were still a ridiculously good team. So beating them would have been an achievement for sure.
That's the best team ever. That Barca team. It's the best team ever. Like, big up to Mama Bomba. Just kidding. Big up to big up to you. Like, that Barca team is unbelievable, right? And losing to them is not, bro. They slapped Madrid 5-0. And you see when Messi's walking, like, he's just walking limping. When they had that scoreline, right? And Ronaldo's just looking at him. It's like, oh my days, what are we doing? They was just cooking Madrid, and that's Madrid. So, yeah, cool. Our European campaign wasn't the greatest, but Europe back then had much better teams than it does now.
Do you remember like Shevchenko and Rebrov are like and the team they had in I'm trying to think who it was now. Was it Kiev, Dynamo Kiev? And then you got Barcelona's got Rivaldo and like quality players, and then Zidane at Juve. All these teams were like really difficult, and like Inter Milan were like a bitch of a team to play against. The defense was so strong, and I'm trying to think. You got all these top players, all these top teams. There's not really an easy game. And Manchester United had a group where they had a group where they got Bayern Munich and Barcelona, and then you get through that, you've got to play Inter Milan, Juventus, and then play Bayern Munich again. That's ridiculous as a run, isn't it?
It's hard, bro. Like, the teams that you just named and the players that they have, bro. The fact that Fergie was able to get through them, and actually beat Bayern Munich, right? It's mad. Right, and Pep, like, it took him a while to win the Champions League after he won it with Barcelona. Do you get it? So he didn't win one at Bayern Munich. Obviously, eventually he did win it with Man City, but bro, even that Man City one, like when they won the champs or Inter, bro, the chances.
We beat Bayern Munich without our 2 best midfielders as well, because Roy Keane was suspended and Paul Scholes was suspended. Can you imagine taking like Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne out of City's team, or take Kevin De Bruyne and like Hojlund out of City's team and go, there you go, try and win the Champions League.
If you take out De Bruyne, I mean, even though De Bruyne doesn't necessarily turn up in like big moments, right, in Champions League finals, we've seen it many a times, but the point still stands. Take out De Bruyne, take out Rodri, right? It's not the same. That's a very good point. No Scholes and no Roy Keane, and we still won. And them two are detriment. They're so good too. The fact that we didn't have them to Kyle Walker is overrated. Yeah, Walker. I've never really rated Walker like that. Like he was very good in terms of tracking back and using his pace to catch up to wingers. He always had that. But yeah, he's not. When people talk about best right backs, I don't think he is. I don't think he is personally. I don't know about you, Red Devil, but
he's good. He's good, isn't he? But I don't know. It's I think it's a lot of it. It's like people love pace, don't they, in games?
Would you put Gary Neville over it?
I think with Gary Neville, it's just dependable, isn't he? I would say Gary Neville's one of these players where he's just reliable, consistent. You're not getting errors, and again, it's just I think the way Manchester United played, like Gary Neville working well with Beckham. I think it's just that it's about partnerships, isn't it? Working well with Ferdinand. I think he's a solid, dependable player. I think it's about how long they maintain it for, because I think that Alex Ferguson, I'll put it this way, is pretty brutal in terms of moving players on if he doesn't think they're good enough. And Gary Neville was under no threat for ages. Like they're not trying to replace him. And he played pretty much until he retired. So Alex Ferguson's the best judge of like whether a player's good enough. I think he probably, again, he's probably one of these players that people probably hate him now because of his punditry. But as a player, it was kind of like no one questioned like, are we going to get a new right back? It was just kind of accepted that he was there. So I don't know. It's one of these things where he went under the radar because we had so many other players that were key players. But in hindsight, you look at it and just go, yeah, it's like having Dennis Irwin. You just don't even think about replacing your left back when you've got Irwin. He's just world class.
No, 100%. Like, yeah, it's an underrated trait to have. Like as a player, he might not be the flashiest or the most amazing going forward, but you knew what he was going to get in it. Like he was reliable, like you said, and puts in a consistent 7 out of 10 in every single game. And big up BL Kato says, I take Zidane's free pit over Pep's Barca. What, are you taking the achievement or are you talking the team? Because that team that Zidane had was very good, especially in the Champions League. But Pep's Barca, that's the best team ever, like I've ever seen in my life. That's the best team. The way how they were just destroying teams. But in terms of achievements, like back-to-back Champions League is a massive. That's crazy.
Yeah, remember, for ages, like throughout the 90s and early 2000s, people were saying, "Oh, no one had defended the Champions League." So I think Barcelona might have been were they the first to actually defend it and like go 2 years in a row? But yeah, 3 years in a row is still crazy.
Yeah. Like that's 2 years in a row. Yeah, that's it's absolutely, because I think if they go without a Champions League now 2 years, they've not won it last year. The year before that, who was it? Last year was PSG. The year before that was it Madrid? Yeah, it was Madrid. I'm pretty sure it was Madrid. And then it was City before. De Bruyne is a big game player in UCL. So I don't in Champions League finals he's not. I don't think he's a big game player. I don't think De Bruyne is like. I think he's a good player in it, but in the massive moments, I don't think he's there. And when did you? I became a United fan around when I was 4 years of age, 4 or 5. That's when I started watching football. So I was born in 2000, and obviously I missed the treble. Unfortunately, I didn't witness the treble. If I was born, like 98 or 97, that would have been amazing. But I was born in 2000, started watching football in 2004. So yeah, still witnessed every single trophy that we won just in time. So. But yeah, when did you become a United fan?
I started watching them late 80s for Man United. So it's like I was lucky enough to support them maybe just before they became good. So like I honestly remember like the first thing I saw us win was the 1990 Cup final. And it was literally, like you're following your team. Well, maybe you don't because you started watching in 2000 when we had a really good team. But when you start following a team, and at the time Liverpool won everything, And I think just before Liverpool won everything, then Arsenal won a title, Leeds won a title. I'm kind of like, backing my team. And then luckily we kind of like click into gear. And that's why when people are like getting angry now, it's kind of, I have seen it before, but not for very long. So I saw a few rough years and then we start winning things. And that's why when I look at it now, it's just, I kind of like what some of the things we're doing recently, but
Yeah.
I think fans are expecting one transfer window where we're going to buy 10 players and suddenly we're going to win the league. And I'm just thinking, no, every other team's actually trying to win as well. It's not going to be that easy.
It's not going to be easy. That I understand, to be fair. I do get that. So, like, yeah, bro. And big up to you, Cali, back. I like how you're repping Ozil and Ronaldo. I wanted Guardiola to Liverpool as a child/youth. He was a Liverpool fan, but he left Leipzig and went to City. Still can't get over it, says Mike. The team for me, like you said, Pep versus Ferguson was a mismatch at the time. Teams weren't as tactically aware in the 2010s. The last three-peat was bad, says Cali. Barca only had Chelsea, Arsenal, United, Real. Real had Madrid, Juve, Barca, Atletico, PSG with world-class players. Fun fact, during all of Kyle Walker's career for different teams, 15 plus years or so, he never won a game at Anfield. Really? Never won a game at Anfield? That's crazy. So he never won. Is that actually true? Yeah.
Do you find, we're talking like Pep Guardiola and Alex Ferguson. Do you find it surprising that given the team that Arsene Wenger had in the 90s to 2000s, that they didn't actually do anything in the Champions League? Like they won it. Okay, they got to a final, but the fact they didn't get to other finals or multiple semi-finals or win it, is that a surprise? Because they had ridiculous players at the time.
Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Vieira, all these guys.
Because it's like Man United versus Arsenal, like almost like going down to the last day of the season in like 1999 and 1998 being closed, and the battle for years. Manchester United versus Arsenal, the top two teams by a distance. But then in the Champions League, Manchester United outperforming Arsenal by loads over the same sort of period. That's a bit, that's got to be a bit of a mismatch for Alex Ferguson over Arsene Wenger as well.
For Arsene Wenger is a good man. He's very good at it, and what he did is amazing. Yeah, but he did underachieve in Europe, of course, 100%, massively underachieved. But the players that he's got, Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp, and all these guys, he should have done way more. His football was very good to watch, though. I really did like his football. Arsenal's football was solid. Obviously, he did his thing in FA Cups, won a few league titles too. So every time we faced them, we always had their number. Every time we had their number, like we were like that 8-2. I see Wayne Rooney bagging them free kicks. Ashley Young scoring them 2 amazing goals. And who was it that did that sick chip? Was it Nani that did that sick chip when he just checked it over the goalkeeper?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Oh, there was a chip in that game. There was because I think Van Persie.
Did Van Persie get 2 goals in that game?
Yeah, but did he not miss a penalty? Or am I bugging out?
He might have done. Surely Rooney would have scored in that game. There's that many goal scorers. I can't remember now. I remember Nani scored 2 good goals.
Yeah, I think Nani's the one that chipped it over. Oh, that goal was so nice, That was such a nice goal. Rooney scored a free kick. He scored 2 free kicks. And Ashley Young scored 2 curlers from the left-hand side. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think Danny Welbeck scored that game, I'm pretty sure. Or did he? Someone needs to fact check that. But who are your guys' favourite United? Mine's Rooney. Ronaldo. That's my favourite. Rooney, Ronaldo. Those 2 were,
It's kind of difficult, isn't it? Like when you watch, there's so many players to pick from. I think like my favourite player originally was like Eric Cantona, just good, so class. I think it's just like personality wise, but also impact wise on the pitch, like swagger, quality, and then again, he's probably a player that doesn't look good like in stats wise, but if you watched him play, he was the best player on the pitch in most games and the best player of the season. But I think since then, and watching them live, like Ryan Giggs outrageously good, Scholes really good as well. I think maybe probably Giggs was a favourite player. But then more modern, Rooney was outrageous, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Actually, I don't think I've seen a better football player live. Just so
Ronaldo,
say like 2008. Okay, Manchester United got the best team in Europe, and Ronaldo still looks levels above anyone on the pitch. Like you got Wayne Rooney in the same team. Ronaldo still looks like it's just. I watched a game where I went with my family, and it was 0-0 at halftime, and there was a sub at halftime where I think Nicky Butt went off, Ronaldo came on, and 10 minutes later it's 3-0. And like one of the goals is a penalty because Ronaldo's run for the whole team got hacked down. Another one he's cut through and set up someone for it. He was outrageous in his peak, like outrageous. And I don't even bother comparing with Messi. I think they're both exceptional talents, but just live, he was just something else. When like someone touches the ball and everyone stands up, and you think, shit,
Oh yeah.
and you know something's going to happen. Like it's crazy good.
Early Ronaldo, yeah, and at Man United, especially at Madrid, he was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, the way he was. I remember that Chelsea game. He was on the left-hand side. I think that's when he had the. When was it? When he had like that spiky hair in it, and he was cooking on the left-hand side, and that famous step over, and then he won that foul when he kept doing those. Yeah. That game, he was amazing. He scored a sick goal, and he chopped, and then hit it at bottom right. Like Ronaldo was absolutely amazing, right? What I would do to watch him, like seeing him now, I'm like, it's like I know he scored. To be fair, he did score a sick goal, but like it's just, I feel like with him, he just wants to get that 1,000 goals and just maybe call it a day. But what Ronaldo, I actually kind of feel bad for people who was born like now in terms when they started noticing his goal scoring. When he had the noodle hair, and then he was just purely a poacher. They didn't really witness how good he was as a winger. I mean, he was playing as an out-and-out winger, but obviously he wanted to chase the numbers. He wanted to chase the Ballon d'Or, and he had to change in it. So
it's like the opposite of Rooney, isn't it? Rooney is like, for me, Wayne Rooney's team orientated and actually winning games, winning like the team wins. I think Ronaldo's always been okay. The team wins as well, but Ronaldo, I think you can see that him being the goal scorer is more important. Whereas I think Rooney's just happy to win the games. But no, I think just seeing, because also I always say if you watch Giggs, I think for me was someone that had the speed, but also had like the swerve, the control, and just like you just watch him play. It's just that it's just joy to watch. Ronaldo just had like this crazy pace. It's something I've not really seen since like R9. If you would have for Ronaldo, the other Ronaldo era. When we used to when we were growing up, everyone has like there's the best player in the world, and for like years Ronaldo was like pretty much there was no one to compare with him, and R9 was the guy. So this is the first time really, I suppose, with Ronaldo and Messi people compared to, but prime Ronaldo was probably the best thing I've seen, like in terms of facing us, where you think, shit, this guy, he's unstoppable, isn't he? He's just like a bigger version of like Cristiano Ronaldo, more power, crazy finishing. But no, it's one of these things where unless you see it, you can watch highlights, but you don't really get the impact, do you? I think it's like a cultural thing where when you're talking to your friends around the games and everyone's buzzing about Ronaldo and about whether he's going to play or what's going to happen. It's not the same as kind of looking back in time. Like I can look back in time at George Best, but I can't live through like the era and appreciate it in the same way.
Oh, bro, honestly, like with R9, obviously I didn't watch him, but I know his trademark was like the step over around the goalkeeper. It always used to do that. And
he was like so fast as well. You know what I mean? Like you beat somebody, he could just kick the ball 20 yards in front of him and just accelerate. He was just so scary to watch.
He is literally like, yeah, because I know Mourinho hinted on he would have been probably the best had he not got injuries. Do you get it? So he was unbelievable. Players like R9, Ronaldinho, Messi, CR7, we're never gonna get players like them ever again. There's no Neymar as well. He's another one. Maradona. See, those guys were just built from a different cloth. Honestly, like it's crazy the level of talent and the technical ability that they had, especially R9 and Ronaldinho was unbelievable. Like big up to Mickey as well, saying Gundogan was so good. He's another one, yeah. When people talk about Man City's dominance under Pep Guardiola, Gundogan is such a good player. He was so good for them. Like he was amazing to watch. Came in clutch, had the goals. He's an amazing footballer. Gundogan was so good. Always subbed and changed the game for us, like Zidane did for Real Madrid, losing 2-1 at halftime in La Liga, subbed on and won 4-5-2 week after week. Bro, I'm telling you, yeah, you're spot on about Gundogan. He was insane. He was so good. Barca's defense was trash, only taking Dani Alves for mid. I don't think their defense was trash. Their defense just wasn't always tested because they just dominated the ball so much.
Exactly. They had the ball all the time, so it didn't matter, did it?
Where's the defending? They don't need to defend.
Yeah, exactly. When you can't get the ball, it doesn't matter what the opposition's defense is like, does it?
Bro, imagine you're PK and Puyol and you're just watching Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi. You've got Messi and you've got flipping, what's his name? You've got David Villa coming as well. And you've got all these guys. And you're just like, bro, like.
You just get your deck chair out and go, I'll just watch this game.
Bro, they've got literally the best view, honestly. Figo, Zidane, and Raul. People told me Jude Bellingham, bro. Jude Bellingham, like the levels has dropped. Yep, Ronaldo ruled the world R9. People told me Jude Bellingham is the new Zidane. What do you guys think about that? I think that's blasphemy. I mean,
I don't know. I really like Zidane. That's why when I was talking about the 1999 semi-final, it's because it's against Zidane that it kind of makes Roy Keane's performance so good. Because Zidane was like the best player in the world at that time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just I don't know. Things like Jude Bellingham, it's too early. He needs to achieve a lot to be in the same category as Zidane.
Yeah, Jude Bellingham was. I don't think he's ever touching. Never in a million years Zidane. Like it's impossible to play like him. So
yeah, Zidane's just like too good. Like you don't press Zidane because he beats you. He's strong, physical. Zidane's a world-class player, and I think people want to throw that title around when someone plays well for a couple of years. I think Bellingham's got a bit to go to get to that level.
Yeah, 100%. Like I need to add R9 to the Zidane team with Figo, Raul, and Roberto Carlos. You know, actually speaking, yeah. Obviously, we're talking about Ronaldo, Maradona, and all these guys, and Messi and R9, right? But there was because back in school, I used to play left back, right? I used to play left back, and there was one player that I always loved watching, and I just put him in my top 5 because I sometimes put him as Marcelo. I just loved watching him play. Marcelo
is quality. He is quality.
It's just like he was. Oh my days, the stuff he does with the ball here is ridiculous. He's the best left back I've ever watched in my life. And I absolutely adored him. Like I remember that game against Bayern Munich when he locked down Ian Robben, and then every time he tackled the ball off him, he'd go like that. Did you get it? And then he even tried to get past. He even got past him a few times. So that is unbelievable. Like, look at the footballers we're naming: Marcelo and Robben. And like nowadays, it's just there's nothing exciting really in Europe.
Do you like Evra left back? Because I thought when I saw Evra live, I thought Evra was one of these where when I saw him play live for the first time, I was like thinking he stood out actually of the team that impressed me because my expectations, you're looking at the other players in the team, and I thought his first touch and control, I thought he was technically really good. Like Evra, I think he's a bit underrated a little bit as well.
His link up with Berbatov as well. I remember. Do you remember when he did that link up with Berbatov? And then Berbatov played it on the outside to Nani for Berbatov to score. Like Everett is a very good footballer. Like he's solid. I think he's underrated, man. Like personally, he was solid on the ball.
It's just things like when you're noticing it because it's not necessarily when you're watching on TV, you don't sit, and when you're watching live, it kind of like can scrutinise them more. And I just thought that's why I think Ronaldo was just outrageous because he did things that you don't see if you're watching like highlights or anything just during the match. So.
No, 100%. Like watching the game live in comparison to a TV is different. It's a different experience. You notice things in the game, especially live, where you're like, wow, this is.
So I think when I went to watch the game live, like an away game, and I think it must have been like Gary Neville smacking the ball, like not really any accuracy, but towards Giggs, and Giggs is like, considering the ball comes over his shoulder and he's at full flight. His controls are. He makes it look like nothing. Just it doesn't break stride. He just takes it in his stride. First touch, ridiculous. But I think because you saw every game, you kind of don't really think about it. Now we look at the players now with the dodgy first touch, and we look at it and think, wow, okay, we realize how good Scholes and Giggs and players like that were. But it kind of like you took it for granted a bit at the time.
That's actually so true. Watching players' first touch now in comparison, even Berbatov's first touch, his touch was unbelievable. Mahrez as well was known for it. So, like the players back then were just different, and like it's crazy. Giggs was not given a 2-year extension by the club. Ferguson used Giggs as a CDM against West Ham. His shorts was dirty, and he was holding his right bum after coming off. Rich will remember it, says Revengar.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that comment. I think Ryan Giggs, I remember that towards the end of his career, he played in centre midfield. And again, he is probably a player that good players can play multiple positions. Like Giggs is like an example.
Bro, the fact that Giggs was balling out as a midfielder, and he was still playing at 38 years of age, and he showed no signs of literally slowing down. It's a testament to how good of a footballer he was, right? Because even when he lost his pace, when he was playing as a left winger and he was taking on his guys, like the way how he's adapted his game and he's matured is unbelievable. It's crazy. He doesn't get spoken about, bro. He's one of the best wingers to have played in the Prem. Rice or Kadira for me. R9 speed in combo with some of that Brazilian technique, it was lethal, bro. R9
it's just frightening, honestly. Like I think it's this one where when you're playing playing football growing up, Ronaldo's one of the players that everybody wants to be. And I would say when I was playing football, I played left wing, and so that's why I probably look at Giggs and players like that. They're attacking players, and you just look at it and think, they're just ridiculously good. But I think some of these players there's more players now that I think you have to be more athletic, and there's a bit lower quality. So I think people like we seen like touchdown earlier, and it's not him. It's just a lot of people they prioritize like speed over technique a lot of time and go, oh, this player's like no. And I think sometimes if you're watching players that I've watched, they don't also necessarily need speed because they don't lose the ball as much. They don't have bad positional awareness, and the team plays better. It's not about you don't have to. You only seem to highlight problems with pace when your team's badly set up and your team concedes possession in stupid areas.
That's very true, by the way. That's a very good point because pace, like you said, pace only gets highlighted, and lack of physicality only gets highlighted when your team is losing. Because when you look at the best players,
do you remember that game when Croatia played against Canada, and Canada scored really early on, and about the first few minutes, and Canada were just like loads and loads of pacey players, but then after about 15, 20 minutes, and Croatia just started passing the ball around. Canada couldn't touch it, and eventually Croatia won it. But it was like pretty much, the first sort of 5 minutes, you think, well, this could get messy. But no, it's just you need a combination. I think Man United did need more athletes, but I think you don't need 11 players on the pitch that their main attribute is like they can run around loads. You need a bit more.
Because when you look at Carrick and Scholes, they're not these freakish athletes like the Vieiras, the Yaya Toures. Like they're not these powerhouse midfielders, but they were very good footballers who relied a lot on their technique. And when you're a good footballer, you can play at the highest level for a long time. That's why when Scholes was able to come back and win as a league title, that's why Giggs was able to still play at 38. Obviously, like with Wayne Rooney, as much as he was a good footballer, his whole emphasis on his game was about his relentless pace and power, his physicality too, and his aggression. So when he started to lose that a little bit, you saw him more as a number 10, dictating, threading the passes through. So he was still good, but he lost that explosiveness about him. So yeah, bro, like I said, but yeah, listen, I do want to kind of, and it's almost 3 hours, This show has.
I think it's good time anyway because it's getting very late. I joined a 3-hour stream though. Fair play.
I didn't expect it to go this long, The testament to you staying on, testament to Touchline. I did try and go through all the comment section. I want to shout out to Hussam as well for redirecting.
Yeah, also be up to some of the people in the comments. I know that there's a few comments where I don't know the people personally, but quite a lot of knowledgeable people in the comments that watch football for a long time. And I guess like some rival fans, but no, the thing is that I think people can only judge really what they've seen. And if I was like 10 years younger, 20 years younger, you see different things, don't you? So people will tell me when I'm saying I think Onana's the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen, it's because he is. And people will say, oh, but people will list goalkeepers I've never seen because they're older than me, and I'll go, okay, fair play. But I will say this, okay, I don't know what your opinion on Rasmus Hojlund is, but it's probably not too positive. I had a conversation. Okay, I've watched a lot of Man United, and I said to my dad about a month ago or 2 months ago, I said, I think Rasmus Hojlund's the worst striker I've ever seen play for Man United. And my dad, who's obviously a generation older, was saying, yeah, he's the worst player I've seen as well. I was like, fair. Okay, that's...
it solidifies your opinion and it makes you think like you're not going mad.
Yeah.
Because the
and
fact
he's got
that
like an extra few decades to go through.
Bro, I kid you not, yeah. When it comes to goalkeepers with United, we were kind of blessed in that department. You got De Gea. Even Romero was a good backup. He was a very good backup. You knew what he was going to get. He hardly made any mistakes.
He was solid. That's the thing.
He was solid, especially in that Europa League run too. He was very good. I loved Romero. Right, very reliable goalkeeper. But Onana is actually the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen. And in terms of the worst striker I've ever seen, it's probably Hojlund. The worst left winger I've seen at Man United is Garnacho. So, worst midfield I've ever seen. I mean, at United, probably I actually have no. McTominay? Probably McTominay. McTominay wasn't great. McTominay wasn't that good.
I think it's difficult, isn't it? When you finish like 15th, it's kind of like the worst I've ever seen, isn't it? But
yeah,
no, I think it's like a bad combination. When people were saying that Rasmus needs more service, I was thinking drop Andy Cole in this team, he probably scores like 4 times as many goals. Like Rasmus has like got the worst first touch I've ever seen, and I don't
even
know.
Defoe. Even Defoe would score loads.
Yeah, put someone with like some sort of positional sense and some sort of ability. You know how? Okay, I think Mbeumo scored a goal recently where he's unmarked pretty much in the 6-yard box, and I joked when I was talking about it. I said if that was Rasmus, he's probably fighting with a defender somewhere out on the edge of the box or something because he seems to like find people rather than space.
I've never seen a striker who loves to just get touchy with the players and just literally.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to be like someone like Cavani. You don't need to actually engage the defenders. Just wait, and then just move. That don't. I think with Rasmus he just gets involved too quickly, where he needs to stand off a bit and then wait for the space, then move.
He just gets too excited, doesn't he? And he just doesn't know what he does. He doesn't have a plan before he receives the ball. When you receive the ball, right, and when it's about to come to you, you're supposed to know what you're going to do with it before you get it. Do you get it? Like that's what's supposed to happen. Whether you're going to pass it, hold off the defender, you can't just make up your mind while you've got the ball because you're trying to think of, okay, what shall I do while the defender's trying to engage to you? Your mind's working at trying to process what solution to make, and you're all over the place, and you're more likely to overthink and then make a mistake, which is what Hojlund always does. So again, I'm glad he's not here. I mean, as much as I don't rate Sesko, because I've seen a few games, I'm not really convinced. Hopefully he does well. Not my type of player, but we'll see. I hope we beat Man City. I hope we beat Chelsea. And it'll be interesting to see what happens this season. What's your predictions for Man City? Do you reckon we'll beat them?
I think it's a difficult one. I think it's one of these games where I think we could beat them because I think they're quite vulnerable. But if I was going to have to put, if I was putting money on it, I'd probably say draw, like 1-1 draw. But it could be one of these games where the first goal would be like if City score first, I think it's going to be difficult for us to win the game. Like we could get a draw, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's after international break as well. What if we might be playing a new goalkeeper with potentially a couple of injuries, which might not be ideal for us. But City look vulnerable. I would say this could be. I want it to. If we score first, it could be one of those great wins. But I'd probably guess a draw. International break games are not usually fantastic when we come back. So I don't know. 1-1 maybe.
1-1, yeah.
No,
I think
it'll be tight though.
It's definitely going to be a tight game. As much as I want us to win that game, I do believe it's going to be a draw. Do you get it? Like, 100% is going to be a draw. I can't reject football even when it's performed by opponents. You just need to reach the moment when you give up. Like, okay, I cave. They are good. They are too good. Can we name a Man United all-time 11? Says Cali back. Where is Man United as a club? all-time rankings and Schmeichel in goal. My all-time. When we're saying all-time, are we talking about my all-time, what I've witnessed, or just an all-time 11? Because if it's just purely an all-time 11, I'll probably put Schmeichel in net, Gary Neville as a right back, Jaap Stam, Rio Ferdinand, left back Dennis Irwin, midfield 3 of Carrick, Scholes, and Keane, and a front 3 of Ronaldo, Rooney, and Cantona. I think that's a fair front 3. Yeah, Rooney, Ronaldo, Cantona. Unless I'm missing someone.
Yeah, because I was thinking of depending on this one, I'd put Giggs in there. Giggs has to be in there. I think.
Oh, Giggs! I forgot Giggs. Yeah, I forgot about Giggs.
Giggs has got to be in there. I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because Cantona's my favourite player, but is he? Say if I was going to go like 4-4-2, then like Callie says, I'd probably have like for me Schmeichel in goal. I think Schmeichel was a better goalkeeper. That's controversial sometimes with Van der Sar. I would probably also go. People do love Vidic. I think Rio Ferdinand was better than Vidic in my opinion when I watched him play. And I think Jaap Stam only one season, but he was a beast. I'd probably go with Gary Neville and Dennis Irwin as well. But that's because of the players I've seen. Midfield, though, I'm probably going to... Who do I have? I've definitely got Rooney in there as a striker. I've definitely got Giggs in there. Keane's in there. Scholes, probably. Beckham. I'll put Beckham in there as well.
Beckham, yeah. So you're having Beckham on the right, Giggs on the left, Scholes and Keane in the middle, and Ronaldo, Rooney up top. That's.
You've got Ronaldo and Rooney up top, with maybe Rooney playing deeper than Ronaldo. That would be.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can play. They can work it out. But that is a solid team. Do you get it? Like you pretty much got the same back line as me. Obviously,
I think that back line almost picks itself, doesn't it? With like you could switch Vidic with Stam, but I've got Ferdinand in there. I think he's too good not to be in that team.
Yeah. Vidic is amazing in it, but with what I've heard from Jaap Stam, he was like a beast, and he was like the one player.
Jaap Stam was like insane, wasn't he? I remember. It's a shame he didn't stick around a bit longer, but then no, it's kind of
watching
funny,
a bit of his overlap.
Yeah.
I was watching.
Is it funny that we both just picked teams? They're almost identical, aren't they? Like, and it's just like I think it almost picks itself because the team is that good,
bro. That's 100%. The team just picks itself in it. When there's quality, yeah, you just have to pick the team regardless. The sick thing is you almost had that team. Lol says, bro, I'm telling you, Vidic or Van Dijk, I'm always going to choose Vidic any day of the week. That's just me personally. Van Dijk was much better on the ball, fair enough, much better on the ball, and was probably quicker. But Vidic, in terms of defending, I would say he was the better defender, right?
Yeah, different players, but yeah, again, Vidic complemented Rio Ferdinand perfectly, and I think that's what worked for us.
Yeah. 100%. Vidic, 2-time Premier League Player of the Season. I've seen that clip with him and Gary Neville.
Yeah, but Gary Neville didn't realise.
Do you see Vidic's face? He was like, Vidic was like about to fight him for a second.
The thing with Vidic, though, like, do you think Vidic is one of these players where because he dives in and because he's aggressive, it kind of like, whereas when you watch Rio Ferdinand play, he's more measured and sometimes more controlled. Because sometimes when people look at it, they go, "Oh, look at Vidic like putting his last-ditch tackles," and I kind of look at it and go, "Look at Rio Ferdinand; he's in the right place already. He doesn't need to do so much." It's
but the thing is, that's why they complement. You've got one guy who's aggressive, and you know who Vidic reminds me of. Vidic is like Pepe. You know Pepe from Madrid, right?
Yeah,
he's like
someone
Pepe.
like just goes in hard, and you know,
someone just absolutely. He doesn't matter if your nose is broken, your limbs are broken. He'll go in. It's like Pepe, right? So he doesn't care on how pretty it looks as long as he gets the ball and as long as he slides, right? And bro, you got to understand the level of attackers that he faced was unbelievable. So you have to give Vidic his flowers, right? So he was quality, bro. Like, but yeah, man. Look, 3 hours on the mark.
Time to go tonight, I think.
Yeah, 3 hours on the mark here. Big up to everyone who has tuned in. I appreciate it, right? And yeah, bro. When can everyone find you, Rich? Like, you can just plug your channel. Listen, there's 60 people here. Make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube. Also, you you can put your. Can you put your link? There we go.
I could post a link in if you want.
Yeah, post your link so I can put it in the chat so people can find you.
Yeah, for Manchester United biased propaganda, and just if you're in the comments trying to tell me that Pep's better than Fergie, you're not going to get the response you want.
No, he's not. Pep's not better than Fergie, 100%. Yeah,
no, it's a fun debate. It's a fun debate, but we can address it in 20 years' time, maybe. I'll post it in the comments. I think. Can I post that in the comments? I think there's a link there.
Amazing. That's amazing. Make sure, listen, like and subscribe Red Devil United. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he posts quite consistently on there too. So make sure you find him. Big up for him. Yeah. Go on.
I was going to say today I posted. I wasn't going to do a Man United video. I just did a couple of things, but today I was like posting. Onana's got to go to Trabzonspor, and actually I did this watch along where I wasn't commentating, but I just ran it because I didn't have much time. And a Trabzonspor fan got in the comments and was saying, "Is it true that Onana might come to us?" And I was like, "Well, Ornstein's tweeting things, Fabrizio's tweeting things. It might happen. It looks like likely." And he said, "Man, my team's like done. I don't." It was funny. Big up to PFC TV as well. Really good comments.
Amazing, bro. This comment section here is elite. Like, make sure, like you said, you subscribe to my guy
as well. There's been some, and Cali back. There's been some top quality comments. I'll say with Nana. I don't know how much Nana weighs, but he's bloody slow. That's a.
He dives like he gets electrocuted. Let's just say that, right? Let's just say that.
It dives like bullet time in the Matrix. You know what I mean? Shot's gone in, and I made a joke about this, and it was a bit real. When I was watching the Spurs game in the final, I thought my stream was like glitching because I was like, "Why is it not moving?" What? And then you watched him like.
Bro, I was so that is the slowest goal I've seen in my life. I was like, has Onana got it or not? And then 2 minutes later, I see Brendan Johnson scoring. I'm like, what is going on at my club? How are we losing to Tottenham? Yeah, in a final.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's crazy.
In a bad way.
And he's not even like. For me, when it comes to goalkeepers, you have to be 6'3" and above. I don't know. That's just my thing. I don't think Onana is 6'3". Listen, I'm no person to be talking about height. I'm only 5'10". Yeah, that's still average. 5'11" actually. 5'11", right? Anyway. Onana's definitely he's at best 6'1" or 6 foot, and I refuse to believe he's a tall goalkeeper. And he dives awkwardly, and he's very dodgy, right? So, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's true though. You know what I was gonna say, sometimes I get guests on, and one guest that was on a while ago, this is like last year, used to be an academy goalkeeper, and he had some injuries, but he was telling me, he said, the way Onana like sets up, there's like so many fundamentals wrong. And I was saying, look, I'm not a goalkeeping coach, but I can use my eyes and look at it and go, this is bad. This is bad. Big up to you, Ahmed, though. Thanks for the invite.
Nah, 100%. Look at this guy. Don't make me stand up right now. Listen, I'm tall,
man. Once I had this guest on, and there's a couple of regular guests that are actually part of a triplet. There's three of them, but two are regular guests. And they're like 6'5", 6'6". Okay, and we were doing a stream where we're going like, are you generally 6'6"? And he stood up, and he was literally like taller than his wardrobe, and I was like, shit, okay, fair enough.
Bro, listen,
I was like a giant.
I don't think I'm taller than my wardrobe, yeah. But all I'm saying, yeah, I'm average height. Listen, I'm not 5'5".
I'm normal height. I'm just over 6 foot, about 6'1". But yeah, no, I think a goalkeeper should be tall, should be big.
Damn. Listen. I would listen. I'm happy with my height, but I'm not over 6 foot. But listen, big up to everyone.
Big up to you guys, though. Thank you for that, and I'll try and do something tomorrow. Sometimes it's Sunday. It depends on what I'm doing, but I'll try and post something tomorrow morning. Although it's a really late night, so I might be too tired. Unless there's like some breaking news, it might be just a Onana leaving hype type stuff. There you go. Ahmed's like, he's way over 3 foot.
Listen, respect me, man. Big up to you for joining. I know it was late notice. I'm gonna try and plan my shows a lot better. I didn't expect to get the redirect as well, so it was amazing. It was amazing for you to come on. Big up to Touchline. Big up to Hussam, Cali back, Mr. Hussein, Mickey M, Red Devil United, Dave the Goat, and everyone in it. Like, more streams will come in the future. And yeah, bro, Look at this guy. Don't make me slap you. I'll slap you. Look at this.
It's just got a tall mum. That's it. It's just his mum's
Listen,
tall.
Ain't no way, yeah. Big up to his mum, yeah. But ain't no way his mum is 5'11". No chance. If she is, fair play. But she's not 5'11".
Yeah, I saw one woman once when I was in university that's taller than me, and she's wearing heels as well. And I was thinking, like, okay, so I'm over 6 foot. It's not. I was thinking, wow, this is like bizarre. I actually have to look up to see this person. But no,
But listen,
big up to you, Ahmed. You're the right. Your height's fine. And big up to everyone in the comments.
bro, listen, yeah, my height is getting cooked. People are saying I'm unk status now. Bro, listen.
That's also
Bro.
Sam. Like, does anyone know? Is that right?
Who's Sam? Who's Sam
Yeah.
gives me 5'11" vibes, maybe he's under, maybe he's 6 foot or 5'11". I'll find out, but I'm not sure what his height is. He's 6'1", mashallah. Is he 6'1"? Fair.
6'1".
Listen, fair enough. I heard that, but like I said, 50 people here. Make sure you have a good night. Drink water. Don't be frauds. Scholes is the best Premier League midfielder. Liverpool are not bigger than United. And peace. Yeah, big up.
And don't believe the Pep hype. People just didn't watch the 90s.
Pep is just a spicy Graham Potter with money. How about let's leave it there. Let's leave it at that. Big up, yeah. Big up.